a day to celebrate and cherish, to congratulate with one another and share with friends and family. And for the Institute, it is a day of honor and commemoration of the transformation from student to graduate. Today is Commencement Day at Georgia Tech.
Good afternoon, graduates, friends, and family, and welcome to our Friday afternoon Spring 2025 commencement ceremony. My name is Evan Atkinson. I am joined by Ayanna Isles, and we are Commencement Live. We are doing a 45-minute pre-show as we lead up into 3 p.m. commencement today, and our whole goal is to highlight as many graduates as we can today. We're going to introduce you to your loved ones, these students that are crossing the stage, and talk a little bit about their journeys, their stories. But, as we said, today is Commencement Day, and what is Commencement Day without pictures and videos and all that great content? So Ayanna, why don't you tell everybody out there where they can post their pictures and videos and how they can get connected with us?
Yeah, that's right, Evan. Today is a day of excitement. It's Commencement Day. We want to see all those photos. So tag us on all social media channels at Georgia Tech and use the hashtags Ramblin' On and GT25. We are so excited, and we're not alone.
We are not alone. Ayanna, you are correct. But as people are starting to file in, as I said, we're going to highlight as many students as we can. But it's not just us as members of our team. We're actually going to send you to a couple more members of our team who are actually on the floor right now.
All right, thank you very much, Evan. I'm here with Rebecca. My name's Bryce Zimmerman. We're part of the communication team bringing you Commencement Live. And this is where the excitement starts. Isn't it so great, Rebecca, watching all of these soon-to-be graduates walk through that door, big smiles on their faces?
Yes, I love the buzz in the arena right now. You can see all the graduates are filing in and all the parents are settling in. So I love the energy right now.
And I love the pun, Buzz in the arena. There he is, right there. Buzz taking selfies. We love Buzz. I'm sure Buzz will crash our Commencement Live at some point. So very exciting here, lots of energy, and we're ready to bring you some of those student stories. Let's send it back over to the rec desk.
All right, I appreciate that, Bryce. Yes, and once again, as Ayanna said, the hashtags are GT25 and hashtag Ramblin' On. But I think it's that time to start introducing you all to our first graduate. We're going to take a look up at the Jumbotron to introduce you all to Drew.
I feel like we both wanted to go here since our parents did, and we didn't obviously know if we would get in since it is a hard school. But I remember we were actually at a basketball game in high school because he played basketball and I was a cheerleader.
I was coming out at halftime warming up and she mouthed to me I got in. But I couldn't get on my phone at halftime. But then after the game, obviously went to the locker room, opened it, saw the acceptance, really exciting for both of us. Freshman year, obviously don't know too many people. I would say that was the main time period where it really helped a lot because both moving into college at the same time. I lived in Glenn, she lived in Harrison, right? So we were right across the quad from each other.
It was always nice knowing that I could go to him, talk to him, and it was really relatable. And also Atlanta's just really different from where we're from. So it's been good to just have someone that you can count on. So after graduation, I'm working at FTI Consulting, which is a consulting firm. They have offices in a bunch of major cities, but I'm staying here in Atlanta, working in Midtown. The office is right down the street.
Yeah, for me, I'm also working at a consulting company. They're called Kimley Horn. They're also in Midtown, actually the same block as her company. So we're not really going too far away from each other. And as we move on, past graduation, we'll have basically go in different ways in our life. We have similar careers, but dealing with different things outside of work and obviously work itself. So just having that ability to relate now is something that I'll miss. But being close to each other, I'm excited to still have that connection.
All right, that was a little bit on Drew. Okay, I hear some claps for Drew already over here. Okay, he's got a little fan club. But Drew, we just learned a little bit about you, but I'm really just curious. Your major here was ISYE. I'm really just curious about why YSAE you knew was for you as a major.
Yeah, I came as mechanical engineering, but I didn't really like physically building things, So ISYE, optimizing systems, processes, things like that, really drew me to that, and something I would want to do in a career.
Yeah, so Drew, we had your twin sister on this morning in the morning commencement, and both of your parents are alums. Tell me what it's like to be a part of such a strong legacy family of Georgia Tech grads.
Yeah, for me, it's just a big honor. My whole life, I've been a Georgia Tech fan, coming to football, basketball games. So I've known this is where I wanted to be, and to accomplish that goal is just a really fun experience for me and my family.
All right, so In a few moments, right, about 45 minutes to an hour, you're going to get your chance to walk across the stage. I'm really just curious about, number one, how you feel about, like, getting to this point, being able to cross the stage. And after you cross the stage, just letting us know what's next for you after graduation. What's going to be going on with Drew?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's a bittersweet feeling. I'm looking forward to not having homework, exams, things like that, but going to the real world, more responsibilities, like actually dealing with real problems is something that I'm excited for, but will be just a new step. Post-grad, I'm working here in Atlanta with a consulting company in Midtown, so it's like a mile away, so I'll be near campus still.
All right, and so it's time for shout-outs. So if you want to shout out your family of Yellow Jackets and anybody here or online who you want to say thank you to.
Yeah, I'll shout out my mom and dad, my sister. I think my girlfriend's coming also. I'll shout out my group of friends over here also supporting me, so I think that's all I got.
Well, congratulations, Drew.
All right, that is Drew. And we're going to introduce you to a few more students, but I think right now they're actually with our team over on the floor.
All right, so we have a lot of excitement on the floor right now, and we grabbed a few students to tell you a little bit about them. So here we have our first student. Will you tell me your name and what major you'll be getting a degree from?
Yeah, my name's Tushar Bansal. I'm a graduating aerospace engineering major.
Awesome. And Tushar, what is your favorite memory at Georgia Tech? Maybe a part of a club you were in?
Yeah, so actually the club I got a stole for right here. It's being part of the Supersonics Club. It's just an incredible group of people, incredibly positive, working together to try to make something truly incredible.
Awesome. And what are your plans for after college?
Yeah, so interning this summer in my hometown actually at Lockheed, and coming back for my BSMS after that.
Awesome. And lastly, I'm sure you have friends and family out here, so is there anyone you'd like to shout out in the crowd?
Yeah, my roommates are both here, Ethan and Elliot, all of my folks at the Supersonics Club, the president who was leading alongside me for the last year, Avinash, and of course my family who's watching from the stands above.
Awesome, thank you. And now we're going to pass it to another member of our team, Smirtha.
Hello, in today's excitement, I'm here with...
Hi, I'm Amelie.
Can you give me your favorite undergraduate memory?
Yeah, I remember we stormed the field when the Braves won the series in my first year, and that was pretty awesome.
That's awesome. Do you have any plans for post-grad?
Yeah, I'm going to go to Nashville. I'm going to start an industrial programming job, so I'm very excited in August.
Is there anyone in the crowd that you'd like to shout out?
Yeah, I love my friends, Allie, Lindsay. I love my mom and dad, my grandparents. So yeah, I've had a lot of support, so I love you all.
Congratulations. I'm going to pass it back to Rebecca.
All right, and now we're going to go back to the desk to meet another student, Alana.
Thank you so much.
All right, yes, we are here with another amazing student. First off, let's just make sure that you introduce yourself and tell everybody what your major is.
Hi, everyone. My name's Alana, and I'm a fifth-year BME here at Tech.
So, all right, Alana, let me move the mic a little closer. So, I have to ask, you didn't start out here as your current major. What made you make that switch to BME?
I knew I was very interested in the intersection between health and technology, but I wasn't too sure how I wanted to apply that yet. So after spending some time here, meeting a lot of friends that were engineering, I knew that was my calling, and after a lot of support from friends, I ended up making the switch.
And you also had some really cool experiences while at Georgia Tech. You did some time at GT Europe. Can you tell us about that and what drew you to that program?
Yeah, it was an incredible experience to be able to travel to over 15 countries, spend time with friends, immerse myself in new culture. So very grateful to have done that, and I'm very fortunate to have the chance to study abroad.
Okay, so as I mentioned, all of y'all will get to cross the stage today, shake President Cabrera's hand, but for you, you are not going to be staying here in Atlanta. You're going to be traveling, I'm pretty sure, all the way across the country. Can you just let everybody know that where you're moving to and what you're going to be doing after graduation?
Yeah, after graduation, I'll be heading out to the Los Angeles area, working for Edwards Life Sciences, which I'm very excited for.
So just out of curiosity, what are you most excited about, moving to California? Is it the job? Is it the food? Is it the weather? What's got you most excited to move out there to California?
Definitely very excited about the job, but I'm also very excited to live close to the beach. I think that's going to be awesome.
That does sound awesome.
That sounds great. So we know there's people out here that are proud of you and celebrating this accomplishment with you. It's time for shout outs. If you want to shout out who's supporting you at home or in the stadium today.
Yeah, definitely a huge shout out to my family, my parents, my grandparents, step-parents. My boyfriend has been a huge supporter of me throughout my entire time here too, so very grateful for them all to be here today.
Yeah, congratulations.
All right, so that is just another one of our graduates today. And as we mentioned, we are Commencement Live. We're going to be leading everybody up until the 3 p.m. commencement today, just introducing you to as many students as we possibly can. But right now, we're going to take a moment to look at a video from our Alumni Association.
Thank you so much.
And one of those recent alumni, soon to be alumni, I'm here with right now. This is Hannah Jenkins, who is an aerospace engineer. In just a couple of hours, officially you will be an aerospace engineer. And what I've really liked about your story is that you're graduating today with someone you've known for a long time. Tell us who's going to be walking right next to you.
Yeah, so my boyfriend that I've known since second grade. We didn't start dating till senior year, but we've known each other since second grade.
Known each other since the second grade, and I hear we've got some news.
Yeah, so as of last Sunday, we got engaged.
Give it up, she just got engaged on Sunday. Fantastic. So that's really cool, but you've also done some fantastic things during your time here as a student. Tell me about this internship that you did with Aztec Industries. What was that about? What did you learn?
Yeah, so at Aztec Industries, I was a manufacturing engineer. Through that, it was a lot of Sigma 6 lean manufacturing. It really allowed me to implement the things I learned in the classrooms and academically, really on the bay floors, and learn to optimize the processes that they did there.
And you also are something we're very proud at Georgia Tech. You're a Georgia native, but you're also a first-generation college graduate as of a couple hours from now. How does that make you feel?
It makes me really proud. It makes me proud for my parents because I wouldn't be here without them today.
All right, I know you've got some shout-outs out there. Who do you want to say hi to?
My parents, my dad, my stepmom, my mom, my papa, my fiance, Aiden Robertson, and then my brother and my sister, Brooke Jenkins and Jacob Donahoe.
All right, congratulations, Hannah. She'll go back to her seat and soon to be an aerospace engineer, the first in her history of her family. Let's go over now to Rebecca, who's with Dennis.
All right, and we are here with Dennis. Now, Dennis, you are part of something really cool, the Theme Park Engineering Design Club. So tell me a little bit about that and the opportunities that has come with it.
Yeah, so I've been involved in this club since my freshman year at Tech, became Vice President of External Relations in my junior year, and it's been a great opportunity to really get involved in this industry that we all really love. Going to professional conferences, getting internship opportunities, meeting with professionals from around the world, and getting to do some pretty cool behind-the-scenes tours in some of the best parks in the world. It's been an amazing club.
Awesome, and I love the stole you're wearing and the pins on it. Can you give me a really quick rundown of everything that you have on there?
Yeah, so I have different pins that represent different trips and projects and stuff I've worked on. So in the fall, I coordinated a tour of Indiana Jones Adventure at Disneyland for students from around the country. Got a pin representing that. Got a pin from the Ireland trip when we go crush Florida State last fall. That was awesome. And got pins from Epic Universe, a new park opening this summer that I've worked on a little bit. Really excited to see that open. And yeah, just different things representing my time in the club and all my time here at Tech.
Awesome. And speaking of involvement, you're also involved with the marching band. You were there all 4 years. So how was that experience? Maybe a favorite memory?
It's amazing. Marching band in college is a whole other beast, and it's so much fun just getting to be coordinated and work with the school that you love so much, really pissing off other teams. It's really great, and making sure the rest of the student section is hyped and having fun together. Favorite memories, definitely Ireland's, that win against Florida State, amazing, just an amazing trip. And also the Miami game last fall, so much fun and an amazing ending of that game and a great way to end the season.
Awesome. And last but not least, is there anyone in the crowd today or online you'd like to shout out and say hi to?
Yeah, so my family's over on that side. They're definitely freaking out right now. Thank you for coming out, and everyone watching online as well. I'd like to shout out my Bible study that's in the crowd. We love you guys, and all of my friends that have been through me along the way, and my mentors that have helped me through everything through the industry. Just thank you so much for all the support, and we made it out.
Awesome. Thank you, Dennis. And now we're going to toss it back to Bryce.
All right, we're getting closer and closer to the start of commencement. Over 6,600 degrees will be conferred, and that is what makes Georgia Tech one of the most transformative universities in the entire country. Here's a message about what Georgia Tech can do with our Transforming Tomorrow campaign.
Our students are different.
The current students at Georgia Tech are the future of our world.
All they need is for someone to support them, and they can create whatever it is that the world needs for them to create.
We're the top source of STEM talent in America. We produce the most women engineers in America. We produce the most aerospace engineers in America. We have that local, national, global impact.
Georgia Tech really prepares you for that real world next step.
It gives me a ton of confidence to know that what I'm learning, I'm going to be able to apply. When I go to class, I know that the things that I'm going to be learning are beneficial, and so it makes me want to pay attention more. It makes me want to ask questions.
There's an emphasis on what you're doing with your scholarship. How are you involved in campus? How are you involved in the community? Being a leader is about what you're giving back. It's about investing in others.
Every student, no matter how bright and capable they are, they still need an opportunity to be a human being, not just a human doing. When we involve our broader Georgia Tech community, I think there's a really good opportunity to really make a meaningful, measurable change.
And if we give them the right tools and right resources, we know that our students really can change the world in a whole bunch of different ways.
It's going to be the grandchildren of the students that we're giving these opportunities that someday will benefit from all of this.
I am absolutely glad that I decided to come here.
Transforming tomorrow.
The campaign for Georgia Tech. All right, we are joined here with another student that's going to be transforming tomorrow. Drumi, tell us your major and what you're graduating with today.
Yeah, I'm an international affairs and business double major. Very cool.
And so, Drumi, we understand you're not the first Georgia Tech grad in your family, and Georgia Tech may have not been your first choice. Can you tell us why it wasn't your first choice and how you feel graduating today? Did you make the right decision?
Yeah, so my sister was a chemical engineer at Georgia Tech. Unlike her, I'm not really following a traditional STEM path, so I wasn't sure if I wanted to come to Tech, but after meeting the people here, I'm I don't regret my choice.
Okay, great.
Okay, so while you were here, you were also captain of one of Georgia Tech's Bollywood dance teams. Can you tell everybody the name of the club that you were captain of, but also what makes that club so special?
Yeah, so I was part of GT Nazakat, and we weren't a comp team, so it was much smaller, so it felt really like a family. And this was also my first time doing Bollywood dance and not a dancing at weddings kind of way, so it was really fun getting into that.
So you were involved in a lot of cool things on campus, and you also visited more than 10 countries for study abroad. Tell us about that, and tell us some of the countries you visited.
Yeah, so I was part of the GT European Union study abroad, so it was very cool because we got to travel around Europe, meet a lot of dignified people. So I went from everywhere, from Switzerland to Romania to Italy, France. It was good.
So cool, such a cool experience.
I was gonna say, I'm a little jealous. I'm a little jealous. I haven't been to all those. Except I do get to go to Italy next week. I just remembered.
Yay.
Yeah, but I do have to ask you, what's next for Drumi, right? You've done a lot of things here. You came to Georgia Tech. You're gonna cross the stage today. What's gonna be next for you?
Yeah, so after this, I'm probably gonna travel for a little bit. I wanna relax and just keep exploring places, and then I'll start a full-time job afterwards.
Okay, so the countries you visit in Europe weren't enough. More travel for Drew. No, that's amazing. But also I want to give you the opportunity to make sure you say hi or thank you to anybody who's maybe watching online or who was able to show up today in person.
Yeah, so I want to say thank you to my parents and my sister. They're up there somewhere. Also, like my extended family that are watching on the live stream. And also those people over there, my friends. Very cute. And the people watching online. Love everyone.
No, all right, that is amazing. That is Drewmy Shaw. She's done some amazing things here today. And as I said, we are Commencement Live, and we are highlighting as many students as we can today. But right now, we're actually going to head up to the floor to talk a little bit about the regalia that the students are wearing today.
Awesome. We have our model here for Regalia. Can you tell me your name and major?
Kriti Kumar, Environmental Engineering.
All right, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the regalia. So each graduating student will be wearing regalia, but there are a few similarities and differences. Each student's regalia is 100% made of recycled plastic bottles sourced from landfills, and there are about 23 to 27 bottles in each cap and gown. Our master's graduates will wear the traditional black gown with full-length sleeves that come to a point, and these gowns are adorned with the Georgia Tech steel. But here we have our bachelor's degrees, and these candidates today wear the traditional black gown with no extra sleeve material. And another thing to note, if you happen to see white or gold cords, that means they have graduated with honors, high honors, or highest honors. So make sure you congratulate those graduates today. So can you tell me a little bit about your stole and your cords?
Sure. So this is the honor cord that you just mentioned. This is for the Association of Environmental Engineers and Scientists. I was on their exec board last year. This is for Chi Epsilon, the Civil and Environmental Engineering Honor Society. And then this one is the American Society of Engineers. That was on one of their student competitions. And then this one is for Georgia Tech Bhangra. This was a dance team that I was captain of this past year.
Awesome, thank you. And now we're going to toss it back to Bryce.
All right, we are going to continue to introduce you to many of our Georgia Tech graduates. And our next one has been someone that you've seen probably a lot of his work over the years if you're a fan of Georgia Tech football. This is Jeremy Paredes.
In high school, I really didn't want to go to Georgia Tech. It really wasn't on my list like, oh, I want to be a videographer, a photographer. Why am I going to a tech school? But the creative director for Georgia Tech football at the time, his name is Glenn Ingram, he actually reached out to me on Instagram. He found my work and he was like, hey, Jeremy, like we love your work. We want you to come to Georgia Tech football. We're recruiting you to come and join our creative team. And for me, that was the goal. That was the dream, is to be a collegiate like videographer, photographer. And so immediately I jumped at that offer and I started looking into what programs I could join at Georgia Tech. LMC was a way for me to do both Georgia Tech football while also pursuing my love for creative media and majoring in that. Coming in the first day freshman year, like going straight to fall camp, straight into season, I feel like I was so thrown into it as a freshman, but I loved every moment of it. Being able to travel with the team to the away trips, being able to film all the home games, seeing some of my videos that I filmed and edited played on the Jumbotron here was something that like I'll never forget. Yeah, interning for NBC Sports was a dream come true. I got to intern for the Beijing 2022 Winter Olympics and helping them cover digital content. I was actually one of the first freshmen they have ever hired, and they told me that as I accepted my position. So I was really the baby of the group there, cutting up highlights, sending it to editors and producers. Fast forwarding to Paris 2024 Olympics, I was part of the craft edit team, and so I saw myself take a step from just foot in the door to actually helping on the edit team. And then now 2026 Milan Olympics, I'm hopefully looking forward to being one of those editors that I can really cut my own pieces every day. I feel like being associated with Georgia Tech just helps you grow in Atlanta. I feel like when you tell people that you went to Georgia Tech, you're going to Georgia Tech, or hey, I work for the Georgia Tech football team, or I know this alumni from Georgia Tech, I think that's helped me so much get into so many different pockets and rooms that I don't think I ever would have been. So I will be joining NBC Sports full-time, and I'll help edit their content for the Olympics and then coming up for the 2026 Milan Winter Olympics. And I'll also be freelancing with J-Dope FX Media Productions. I want to continue working for companies like The Dream, Night Edie, being able to freelance my way around Atlanta and across the country. So that's next for me.
All right, we are here with Jeremy Paredes, and as Bryce already mentioned, we're almost positive that you all have seen some of the work that he has done. Jeremy, to be honest, has kind of been a trailblazer in collegiate content creation. So I have to ask you, Jeremy, how did it feel to kind of be like one of the first, students to be recruited to do content creation for Georgia Tech football?
Yeah, I mean, it was a blessing just being able to be here at Georgia Tech, such a great institute, and then being able to chase my dreams. You don't think of Georgia Tech as like, oh, filmmaking, videography, but that's something that I've always wanted to do. And so getting that opportunity to work with the Georgia Tech football team has been just a dream come true.
And you aren't just doing content here at Georgia Tech. You've also got a chance to work with NBC and Olympics and intern there, and you're also starting a job there. Tell us about that experience and tell us what you're doing post-graduation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think sports get any bigger than the Olympics, and I love the Olympics, just being able to be in that world, being able to edit content for NBC Sports. So just being able that world, being in the sports world, I love it so much. And after graduation, I'll be working for NBC Sports coming up for Milan 2026 Winter Olympics.
Very exciting.
So that is actually really, really cool. But I have to ask, right? So I know you've done basketball and football and volleyball and all these Olympic things. Do you have a favorite sport to edit? Not play, but to edit when you're doing this content creation. Do you have a favorite sport?
I mean, I played soccer my whole life, so I got to go with soccer. But I will say, when I filmed SEC gymnastics, that was electric. So I would say trying new sports is always super fun for me.
Okay, that is really cool. And you already mentioned in the video, but I'm gonna give you another opportunity to kind of mention your freelance company, your own business. Tell everybody kind of what J-Dope Effects, what you offer and what you can kind of give people.
Yeah, so J-Dope Effects Media Productions is my LLC. It's my media production company. And so I'm based out of Atlanta, but I love traveling the world, traveling the country, being able to make photo, video content for a variety of clients, whether that's sports or just commercial and lifestyle.
All right, y'all. I promise you, he does amazing work. Look up J-Dope Effects. But right now, I know you have family here. I know you have friends out in the audience. Is there anyone that you want to say hi to or thank you to that's here today or watching online?
For sure. I mean, my family's right there. My dad, my mom, Aunt, Josh are there. My two best friends, Jack and Zoe. Shout out y'all, man. It's just been a blessing just to be here, you know, and be surrounded by so many talented and driven people.
All right, we're going to miss Jeremy here over on the flats at Georgia Tech, but he's going to go on and do some amazing things. But speaking of people doing amazing things, we're going to introduce you all to our next student over there on the floor with Rebecca.
Awesome. And here on the floor, we have Jinsha Liu. She is a history, technology, and society major. So you're very involved with first-gen student initiatives. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so we do a lot of student programming here on campus, and it's just really fulfilling to be able to talk to other first-gen students and also work as a peer mentor and helping other first-gen students to really feel at home in college and really lead them through their first-gen experience and let them know that they're not alone.
Awesome. And recently you won an awesome award, the Ivan Allen Legacy Award. Can you tell me how you feel about that?
Yeah, so the Ivan Allen Legacy Award is supposed to represent Ivan Allen and his commitment to social justice and social good. And it was really great. It really represented everything I pursued in my undergrad as well as all my work, both in and outside of campus. And it was just really fun and fulfilling. And the award ceremony was just really great.
Awesome. And you have a lot of chords and you're involved with a lot of things. So can you take me through what your chords instills me?
Yes, so awesome. So my first one right here is my sorority. I'm part of Delta Phi Lambda, and I love them so much. And then this is for first-gen student initiatives. And then I have my Highness Iron card, as well as my History Honor Society card.
Awesome. And anyone in the crowd you'd like to shout out today?
Yes, so I'd love to shout out my parents. I have no idea where they're sitting yet, but they have been my biggest encouragement to going to college and supporting me through college. And I'd also like to shout out my boyfriend and my boyfriend's family who are sitting over there, and they've also been big supporters.
Thank you, Jen. So we're now going to pass it over to Bryce for another interview.
All right, I am here with the Barrow brothers. This is a true Georgia Tech family. We've got Harrison, we've got Brooks. We'll start with Harrison. You're a year younger. All right, still graduating at the same time, but we got to know you because you got a ride in the wreck at homecoming as Ramblin' Royalty. What was that experience like?
It was honestly such an unbelievable honor to be able to represent the school that I love, the school that my parents went to, and just show my Georgia Tech pride.
And not to be outdone, Brooks over here just won an SELC championship for Georgia Tech. Third straight, you're one of the captains of the lacrosse team. What have you loved about being a part of Jacket Lacrosse here on campus?
Oh, it's been awesome. Just being able to maintain a competitive edge and compete at a high level in a sport that I love and build that brotherhood with some of my fellow Jackets.
All right, do you knock Harrison around a little bit? You're the older brother.
I used to, but he's gotten a little too big now, so he can get the best of me sometimes.
Harrison, you were also very involved on campus, Student Government Association. Why was that important to you? What did you love about giving back to Tech?
I just think that, college exists to serve students, and student government really does its best to support our students who suffer unexpected crises and help them become the best students that they can be and improve the student experience. And so being able to serve in the Student Government Association was such an amazing opportunity to interface with faculty, staff, and administration and figure out how we can collaborate and improve the student experience for all Yellow Jackets.
And Harrison, you've got another lacrosse tournament coming up. This one's very large. What is it, when, where, how can we find out about it?
Yeah, we're heading out to Nationals in Austin, Texas this upcoming week. So we play Tennessee on Monday, and games will be streamed online. It should be a competitive time, hoping we can make a good run.
All right, I'm going to let Harrison do the shout-outs. Who you want to say hi to?
I think we definitely want to shout out our parents, our grandparents, everyone who encouraged us to come to Tech and just embrace the engineering community here. We're both engineers. And then we're super excited because our older sister is getting her MBA currently, and then our younger brother's transferring here. So we're going to be a full Yellow Jacket family in the fall, and we're super excited.
So if we tell you or ask you what's the good word, everyone in your family is going to say,
"To hell with Georgia."
All right, that's what we want to hear. We've got another student to introduce you to. Let's meet Luca Garza.
I grew up watching Star Wars: The Clone Wars, which is an animated TV show with my dad. I grew up watching those TV shows, movies, and all. I really have always stuck with it. I've built my own lightsaber before out of metal, so there's a lot of different things at Tech that I've used to kind of incorporate my not obsession. My name is Lucas Garza, and I am a mechanical engineering major. Yeah, so I've held 3 positions at the Invention Studio. I was actually the Director of Safety and Sustainability. After that first year, I ended up becoming the President, and the current year, right now, I am the Vice President of Finance. I'm actually also a TA at the Idea Lab, and I help students with their projects for class, but also their research projects as well as their personal projects. Currently, I accepted an offer with Mercer Engineering Research Center, working on F-15 tool maintenance kits, and we're reverse engineering a lot of tooling kits that were made in the 70s. Usually, whenever I walk into the stadium, lots of people aren't really coming up to me, but lots of pointing oh, that's the Mando armor guy. That's the guy who's wearing the armor at the football games. And I think that's really fun, and I think I brought a cool little perspective on my end. Taking pictures with students, like I said, those dads and families who love to take pictures. I'll actually take them off and hand them to little kids. They'll try them on, and you see them taking pictures, and that's more rewarding, I think, than just me, wearing the armor.
All right, we are here with Lucas, who is getting a degree in mechanical engineering. Before we get into questions, we have to see this cap. Let's see the design.
Yeah, so what I have here is, if you guys may know me, I have worn a cowboy hat here on campus. It's probably a little awkward wearing this one, but I do have the Mando helmet that kind of full circled, from my 2 years here or 2.5 years here at Tech.
So cool.
All right, so we kind of heard about it a little bit in the video, but you spent a lot of time at the Invention Studio. For people in the audience who are just not familiar with the Invention Studio, can you just tell them kind of what the Invention Studio is and why you think it's such a cool place here at Georgia Tech?
Yeah, so whenever I first got here at Tech, my brother, he told me about this magical, wonder place called the Invention Studio. It has about 50 3D printers. It's actually the nation's largest student-run makerspace in the nation. So students volunteer their time to get help and resources for the students on campus.
Okay, and I have to ask, I saw that you also had some other Mandalorian armor that you made in the video. So for transparency, I know nothing about how to make anything like that. Is there a certain part of it that makes it trickier or hard to make something like that? I'm just really curious about what the biggest challenge was to make these kind of things.
Yeah, absolutely. So whenever I first started making the armor, I had about 5 or 6 different pieces all glued together. Anything about 3D printers, basically a hot glue gun that shoots plastic into a little square, and it makes shapes. So you glue those shapes together, but they have rough edges that sand down. So I've spent about 80 to 90 hours just sanding the darn thing. So yeah, it takes a lot of work, but definitely worth the reward.
All right, it sounds like a lot of work. But I want to ask you about what's next for you, right? I think you had somewhere that you interned that you'll be working at. Can you just let everybody know what you're going to be doing after graduation?
Yeah, so if you guys are familiar with Georgia Tech, they have something called GTRI, but I'm actually going down south, so there's a school called Mercer University. Basically, we're doing tool maintenance kits on F-15s. So if you think about like a door, you take the door off for maintenance, where do you put it? You got to put it on a tool, and that's the tools that we reverse engineer.
No, that's really cool. I'm glad you're going to be staying here in the state of Georgia. I do have to ask you, though, are there people here that you want to say hi or thank you to? Once again, like others, I'm sure you have somebody here that you care about.
Yeah, absolutely. My family is over there, so I appreciate you guys over there. My mom, my dad, brother, sister. I've got my brother-in-law back at home, as well as my girlfriend watching in the area, the other area down the street. So, yeah, all those people.
All right, that's amazing. Once again, that is Lucas Garza. He has brought a lot of energy and excitement here to Georgia Tech, so we thank you. But right now, we're actually going to go back to Rebecca on the floor, who's going to be interviewing one of her friends.
All right, I'm here with Tu Trong, getting her degree in chemical engineering. So, Tu, you studied abroad in South Korea, and that was awesome. Can you tell me a little bit more about that experience?
Yes, of course. So I studied at KAIST last semester in South Korea, and it was basically a program where I was able to do my senior design capstone there as well. So it was very exciting being able to explore the country of South Korea and everything, along with other chemie students as well.
Now, while you were here, you were a part of a very prestigious program, the Clark Scholars. So tell me about that and how you've enjoyed it and how Clark Scholars has given you a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, of course. So Clark Scholars is a scholarship program given every year to 10 students in the College of Engineering. It's a scholarship program dedicated to service, professional, and career development, as well as friendships. So a lot of people in my cohort are graduating this year with me as well.
All right, and last question, can you tell me about your sorority? You're part of Delta Phi Lambda Sorority Incorporated.
Yes, of course. So it's a multicultural Asian interest sorority, and I've met some of my best friends there. And I feel like it's really a testament how everyone at Georgia Tech can be able to find a space here.
All right, and last but not least, is there anyone in the crowd you'd like to shout out, perhaps your line sisters?
Yes, my line sisters are graduating with me, as well as my parents. They're sitting in the crowd, and my sister, who will be graduating in 2 years too. So,
awesome, thank you too. Now, before we get started with commencements, we just have a little bit more excitement back on stage at the rec desk.
All right, yes, I am here with another student. Can you just introduce yourself, tell everybody your first and last name and what you'll be earning your degree in today?
Yeah, so my name is Janet Arbizu Garcia, and I'm a fourth year going to graduate in International Affairs and Modern Languages.
All right, that's really cool. But while you were here at Georgia Tech, you took a couple different leadership positions. So you were actually had a leadership position in the First Gen Club and also campus ministry. Georgia Tech students already have a lot going on. Why take on a leadership position in these two organizations?
Yeah, so I am a first gen student, so here in my stall. I came from a rural town where there's limited opportunities. There's really not much going on. So coming on campus, I know I wanted to take opportunities, take advantage of everything's offered here because my parents come from, I guess, a background where much wasn't offered to them. So I wanted to take advantage of this. And having leadership was the best chance that I had. And as a first-gen student, I wanted to bring networking and wanted to bring those opportunities to students. Shout out to all first-gen students. I know a lot of first-gen students who were up here talking had this stall. So keep on advocating for all of us students, knowing that a lot of teachers, fellow peers, having that trust and knowing that we're capable of doing other stuff if we have that trust and opportunities to do so.
No, that's amazing. I mean, and speaking as a first-gen student and kind of knowing your journey, knowing the foundation that was kind of laid for you, how does it feel to cross the stage today, knowing that in the next 30 minutes to an hour, you're going to get to cross the stage today, shake President Cabrera's hand? How does it feel, the culmination of your hard work?
It's very rewarding because I know a lot of people share similar stories. We have a lot of setbacks. We have a lot of challenges. I, for one, as I said, came from a rural town. There wasn't a lot of opportunities. I had to fight my way through it. I had a lot of medical problems. I had limited income. I had just to fight my way a lot through it. So knowing it's very rewarding and to tell a lot of first-gen students, whether they're international students or just here with limited opportunities, that it's possible. You're able to do it. You just have to find people people who trust in you, believe in you, and give you the opportunity and take advantage of it. Just seize it and believe in yourself.
Yeah, so you really made the most of your time here at Georgia Tech, and you're going to be crossing the stage soon. What's next for you?
Yeah, so I'm gonna take a gap year because I want to assess where I want to kind of take the most out of it, the advantage, because I want to either go to law school or grad school, but I want to keep on advocating for all of these students as well. So.
Okay, and so to all your family that are either in the building or watching online, it is shout out time. So if you want to look in the camera and give any shout outs to who's here supporting you.
Yeah, so shout out, hola mami, papi, Arlene, Lili, muchas gracias por siempre estar conmigo y todo el apoyo. And to my family too, looking at me online, gracias por todo el apoyo, los amo mucho, los quiero, que Dios los bendiga. And to all first-gen students, and shout out to INTA students as well. We love y'all.
Congratulations. We're so proud of you, and I know your family is proud of you. And we're just going to keep introducing you to students. We're going to meet Gianna next.
Both my mother and grandmother were chemical engineers, which is very rare. My grandmother is actually from the Philippines. She immigrated here maybe 40, 50 years ago, and she was probably one of the only female chemical engineers in her university back then. And so growing up, I always knew what the major was and how versatile it was and sort of what companies you could work for and how that could be implemented in your career. And so that was kind of like my first inspiration for wanting to do chemical engineering. When I was deciding what major to pursue in college and really what I wanted to do with my life, I thought chemical engineering would be like the perfect mix of having an industrial impact, but also being able to implement the different skills of a researcher. Coming from the Northeast, I didn't know much about this university, but I was actually inspired to apply here by the old president of my high school because he said, hey, you're interested in engineering and you're good at science and math, and Georgia Tech's one of the best schools in the country for chemical engineering, so you should apply. I have done 2 internships within research and development at pharmaceutical companies, so I worked at Moderna and I worked at Merck, and the biggest takeaway that I have from both of those internship experiences is the large-scale impact that chemical engineers can have on the pharmaceutical industry. When I kind of took a step back and started working in an academic research lab here at Georgia Tech, it really showed me that small-scale impact can be very important in influencing the decisions of large-scale impact. I decided to pursue a PhD because I'm really interested in spending the next 5 years doing creative science and leading my own project and sort of discovering things that haven't been discovered before. The biggest thing I think I learned from my mother and grandmother being female chemical engineers is that, no matter the time, no matter the circumstance, there's always going to be a seat at the table for me. My grandmother and my mother were going through engineering school. It was predominantly male. And I don't think they ever took that as a setback because they both graduated and had wonderful careers in the industry. With the privilege I have, in 2025, to become an engineer, I need to use that privilege for the betterment of society. Having 2 great influences in my life of female chemical engineers definitely showed me that the doors were wide open for any opportunity that I wanted to pursue, and that was just really special and really inspiring.
Okay, there we go. All right, I'm here with Gianna. And we just got to know a little bit about you, 3rd generation chemical and biomolecular engineer. I never get that right. I got it right on the first time. But also, you were involved in quite a few organizations on campus. Tell me about Miracle, what that organization is and why it was important to you.
Yeah, so for the past 3 or 4 years, I was the Vice President of Finance for Miracle, which is Georgia Tech's largest student-run nonprofit organization that supports the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. And we basically fundraise for the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta and also do impact awareness for all of our members.
And I know that you're going to be pursuing your PhD at Penn. That's your next stop. But what are you going to miss most about this place when you leave Atlanta?
Yeah, I think I'm going to miss my friends the most. Very cliche answer, but everyone I've met here has just been so kind and welcoming and really made Georgia Tech like a home away from home.
And it's time for shout outs, but this should be really easy. You don't have to shout very far because right back here.
Yeah, I just want to shout out my mom, my dad, my cousin Morgan, and my Aunt Ursa for flying all the way down here from Philly. Everyone watching online, including my sisters, my whole entire family in Pennsylvania, and of course, all of my Georgia Tech friends that are graduating today.
All right, congratulations, Gianna. We appreciate it. She's going to head back to her seat now, and we have some instructions to go over. So at this moment, we need everyone to listen up because you have one final test to pass, and that is when you get up and walk across this stage. So here's a couple of tips for you. The first thing that you're going to do is get your phone out and take a screenshot of your grad pass. Make sure that you take that screenshot. You don't want to rely on the internet when there's so many people here in the building. It may take time to load, so go ahead, screenshot it. When you get up, they will direct you out of your line. You'll stand up. They'll direct you to where you go. You'll eventually end up right along this line here. This is when you'll want to have your grad pass out. Another pro tip, take the brightness of your screen all the way up. It's going to be a lot easier for this job right here. They're going to eventually walk you after you take a couple of pictures until you get to this moment. You'll put out your grad pass, and it will make this sound. All right, that's a beep boop. You hear the beep boop, you're good. If you don't hear the beep boop, that's fine. Just stand to the side and we'll get you sorted out. So then you'll start to make your way up to the stage. When you get to about here, there'll be someone here to stop you so that when your name is read, that you will be moving across the stage. So they'll let you go, you'll move up, Dr. Cabrera will be right here. You'll give him a handshake, you'll wave to your crush, see you later, and then you start to make your way down. All right, they'll give you something that looks like a diploma. You'll get your real one in the mail. Diploma right here. You can do your fist pump just like those old 80 movies, and then you'll move directly to the right. And you can see that they have the photos set up here. Once you're done taking your photos, you will then be directed back down this hallway and then back to your seat. We ask that you remain in your seat once you're at that point for the remainder of the ceremony. And please, 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 be respectful of your fellow students. That goes for everyone here in the crowd. You can whoop and holler and have a great time, but remember that there's someone right after you that wants to have their name heard over the loudspeaker as well. And we have now come to the moment that you have all been waiting for. For the brave and bold, for the white and gold, it is time for them to graduate from Georgia Tech. Let's have a hell of a commencement, everybody.
Welcome to Georgia Tech's Spring Commencement. Students, please rise for the faculty processional.
Good afternoon. We are excited and we haven't started yet. That's great. Good afternoon and welcome. Buenas tardes, bienvenidos. Please rise and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem.
say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets, sparks bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the home of the home of the brave, the brave.
Thank you so much. Well done. Please be seated. My name is Angel Cabrera, and I have the privilege of serving as Georgia Tech's president. Before we get started today, I would like for us to take a moment to recognize all veterans, active duty members, and first responders who are with us today. So if you have served in any branch of the U.S. military or have served as a first responder, please rise so that we can recognize you and thank you for your service. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So graduates and members of the faculty, the staff, distinguished guests, family members, friends, my heart is full as I welcome you to the 268th commencement exercises of the Georgia Institute of Technology. It is a true pleasure to be together in celebration of these graduates and their academic achievements. We have a few special messages for you today. The first one is from one of our graduating students. I am pleased to introduce Daraja Brown, a bachelor's degree candidate in civil engineering, who will give the reflection. Daraja. Congratulations.
Good afternoon. I am so proud and grateful to stand here today before and with you all as we prepare to cross the stage and celebrate the culmination of our hard work. Today, I pose to you all a question that seems perhaps deceptively simple, but it's one I believe to be crucial for us as we transition into the next phase of our lives. And that is, what is a yellow jacket? For some reason or another, we all chose to become yellow jackets. I'd like to reflect on what that truly means as we've experienced college and prepare for whatever comes next. When I first committed to attending Georgia Tech, I found it a bit ironic because for most of my life, I've had an intense fear of yellow jackets because I was stung by one as a child. But arriving on campus, I was quick to proudly adopt the role of being a yellow jacket, and that's largely due to the people here. Yellow jackets in nature are social animals. They live in colonies and exist, work, and thrive through community. And the Georgia Tech community is truly unparalleled by any other. From embarking on a backpacking trip and learning to lead by trust with other students via outdoor recreation at Georgia Tech, to remaining in awe at the talent of our wonderful student creatives during fashion shows and plays and concerts, to having snowball fights and watching neighbors sled down the Tech Tower lawn, to staying up until the wee hours of the morning studying in the library but really mostly just watching movies and ordering food, my fondest memories here all relate back to our spectacularly wonderful and unique community. As we prepare to transition into whatever's next, I implore you to remember that community of ours. What ties every one of us here together is not that we're wearing the same gown, but that we're all passionate about something, and we dedicate ourselves to living out those passions. Maybe you love designing our infrastructure, or building aircraft and spacecraft, or shaping the policy that influences our society, or connecting communities through language, or any of the other infinite areas in which Yellow Jackets excel. Every single student I've met here has passions, so always hold yours close and let them guide you as you make this world your own. Finally, as we look toward the future, it's important to highlight the role that Yellow Jackets play in their ecosystem. They're pollinators, helping to balance and promote the environment through plant reproduction. We must play a similar role in our own communities. We're graduating with the breadth of knowledge, problem-solving skills, and perspectives that uniquely position us to be leaders in every sphere. Whatever that means to you, however it looks for you, I urge you to use what you've gained as a student here and apply it for the benefit of those around you. In 5, 10, 50 years, I hope you continue to reflect on what it truly means to be a Yellow Jacket. Because while it is wearing white and gold and riding in the Ramblin' Wreck, it's also being the pollinators of our ecosystem. Thank you.
Thank you, Daraja. So graduates, today you will be joining the very impressive family of Georgia Tech alumni, community of leaders, innovators, thinkers, and doers who are making a difference across our state and around the world. Many of them are here today to celebrate you. Our alumni appreciate your accomplishment perhaps even more than anyone, as some of them may be the reason why you're here. So to all of our alumni with us today, please stand up so we can recognize you. I love it. I love it. Repeat customers, it's called. It's fabulous. So now to welcome you formally into the Fellowship of Georgia Tech Alumni, I'm pleased to introduce Tommy Harrington, an industrial management graduate of the class of 1982 and the chair of the Georgia Tech Alumni Association Board of Trustees. Tommy? Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon. As Dr. Cabrera said, I'm Tommy Harrington, a proud alumnus, and I'm serving as chair of the Alumni Association Board of Trustees. Graduates, you are now a member of one of the most powerful and coveted networks in the world, the Georgia Tech Alumni Association. You are alumni among 200,000 of your closest Tech family members. While each of your pursuits is unique, and the contributions of our alumni span every industry on every continent, we are proud together. Proud of Georgia Tech's reputation, proud of each other's accomplishments, and proud of the hard work that went into earning your degree. We also share traits from our time at Tech. We share the ability to problem solve and persevere. When we work together to take on life's biggest challenges, we can. When we set out together to change the world, we will. And when we join together to make a difference, we most certainly do. One of the biggest ways that you can make a difference is through roll call. For 78 years, the Fund for Excellence has positively impacted our current and future students. You may notice some of your fellow students wearing the little roll call pins as part of their regalia, and we thank you. We thank these students who have already given a roll call, because this will support other students coming behind them, behind you, as a part of the Transforming Tomorrow campaign. And we share the value of our community. No matter where you go, you will find other Yellow Jackets along the way who will help open doors for you. The only thing more powerful than your degree is the relationships that you take with you. We encourage you to get involved with the Alumni Association. We will provide you with job leads, networking opportunities, events on campus and in your communities, and future friendships. Georgia Tech will always be your home, and the Alumni Association is with you for a lifetime. Welcome to the family, and go Jackets.
Thank you. Thank you, Tommy. So this weekend, we celebrate a total of 6,600 graduates from the Georgia Tech class of 2025. Amazing. And that includes 225 doctoral degrees that were awarded yesterday, 3,300 master's degrees that will be awarded tomorrow, and today we're awarding 3,100 bachelor's degrees. The bachelor's degrees that we're awarding today come from all over every corner of our state. They come from all over the country, and they come from 70 countries as well. And when I think about, thank you, when I think about just the talent that is gathered in this room right now, think about this. Together, all these graduates can build satellites, bridges, robots, medical devices. They can create and run businesses. They can help shape better policies. These people are versed in chemistry, in biology, in psychology. They can mine intelligence from complex data. They understand how markets work. They understand how government works. They also understand what our collective history teaches us about our future. These people here have traveled the world. They can communicate in dozens of languages. They have learned to listen to one another, to respect what others have to say, even when they disagree. They have learned to work with and learn from people who are different from themselves. They're confident, capable, creative problem solvers. They have learned the power of collaboration. They have been empowered to lead. And for all those reasons, they make me extremely hopeful about our future. But for all of this potential to make a difference, there's something I want all of you to remember. The two words on our seal, which we printed behind me so you never forget them: progress and service. These two words define us as a community. They signify our belief in the power of innovation and ingenuity to serve a greater purpose, to improve the human condition. We don't believe in technology for its own sake, but because of its potential to help people live better lives. Some of you will join well-established companies like UPS. Some of you, and you will contribute to make them even better. Others, increasingly more of you, will create your own startup. In fact, I have news for you if you're thinking about creating a startup. This morning, our speaker, Chris Klaus, announced that you are among the lucky 6,000 people just because you're graduating this weekend from Georgia Tech. If you are intrigued about creating your own company, he will cover your expenses for incorporating your startup. Okay, so you have, you will be getting an email, and it's like, click here and you can get your company started right there. You know, that's the nudge you needed. So some of you, whether you join amazing big companies, you create your own, some of you will go to academia or to government. Whatever path you choose, I know you are going to be successful. But remember that your true success will not be measured by how much money you make, but by the value that you create for others. Now, don't get me wrong. Money you will make. Knowing you, I know some of you will make a lot of it. And so you know, we know where you live. Mr. Hall here has a pretty amazing database, so when you're rich and famous, we'll find you and we'll remind you where you went to school. And we're saving a beautiful building that will have your name on it. So nothing wrong with that. But seriously, at the end of our journeys, what will make you proud and what will make all of us proud your family, your friends, everybody here is what you did to lift others up, to make a difference in our world. That's what this is all about. And no pressure. But as we like to say around here, we can do that. And I know you're ready to tackle any challenge that will come your way. Now, today we celebrate you, your accomplishments, your potential. And I'd like to thank you in advance for all the things you're going to do. Joining us in person and online are family, friends, family members, friends, colleagues whose love and support have helped make this day possible. These yellow jackets know perfectly well they wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. And for that, we thank each one of you. Thank you so much. So now I'm honored to introduce some members of our leadership team and our faculty who are joining me here on the platform. Please hold your applause as they stand when I call their names. Larry Jacobs, our Senior Vice Provost. Michelle Reinhardt, Vice Provost for Faculty. Stephen Girardo, Vice Provost for Undergraduate Education. Lolo Hong, Vice President, Student Engagement and Wellbeing. Leslie Sharp, Dean of Libraries. Vivek Sarkar, Dean of Computing. Anush Mehrotra, Dean of Business. Alasdair Young, Interim Associate Dean of the Avon Island College of Liberal Arts. Jaydev Desai, Professor at the College of Engineering. Tim Lewin, Executive Vice President of Research. Kim Totley, our Interim Executive Vice President for Administration and Finance. Ron Johnson, Senior Vice President of Strategic Initiatives and Chief of Staff. Jim Hall, remember that name, Vice President for Development. Abigail Tumpy, Vice President, Institute of Communications. John Stein, Associate Vice President and Dean of Students. Jeremy Gray, Interim Registrar. Mary Tipton Woolley, Executive Director of Undergraduate Admission. And our maze bearer today, Stephen McLaughlin, our Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs. This is his last commencement at Georgia Tech, because he has been appointed president of the Cooper Union in New York City. We're incredibly proud of him, but we'll miss you dearly, my friend. Now you can recognize them. Thank you all. I know some of you may not believe this, but we're fully aware of how hard we've made you work to make it here today. We understand the obstacles that you overcame these past years, and we congratulate you on crossing the finish line. Now, some of you may know, but I've played different roles at Georgia Tech over the years. I've been a student, been an alum, a parent, an advisor. Now I'm president. I even found my spouse, Beth, here when I was a student. So this has been a full service for me. But I know through my life how incredibly transformative the Georgia Tech experience is. A Georgia Tech diploma is something you will treasure for the rest of your life. It can be, will be transformative. It was for me, and like so many students through the generations, I can proudly say that nothing that I have accomplished in my career would have been possible without the opportunities that I had here and the people that I met here. So now it's your turn. You are forever connected to this great institution, and we cannot wait to see the great things you will continue to do. Now it's time to look ahead, to push forward, to go out there and make an impact on the world like only Yellow Jackets can. Congratulations, class of 2025. Now, knowing that is for many of you, your last lecture at Georgia Tech, some of you will come back. Thank you again for choosing Georgia Tech again. I have a treat for you. I have invited an amazing leader, business leader, community leader in Atlanta and Georgia and our nation, Carol Tomei. Carol is the Chief Executive Officer of United Parcel Service, the world's premier package delivery and global supply chain solutions company with a team of nearly 490,000 employees. She joined the company in 2020 and is the architect of its customer-first, people-led, innovation-driven strategy that positions UPS to be the premium package provider and logistics partner for customers in more than 200 territories. Prior to joining UPS, she had a distinguished career at another iconic Atlanta company, the Home Depot, where she served as its chief financial officer and played a pivotal role in the company's growth and financial success. She has received numerous accolades for her effectiveness as a corporate executive. Native of Jackson, Wyoming, Tomei has also been deeply invested in supporting the Atlanta community. She's a former board member of Grady Memorial Hospital Corporation, former chair of the Atlanta Committee for Progress, and a member of the Buckhead Coalition. She shows up. She shows up. She's an example of what a leader does, not only to lead a great, great company, but also to invest her time to make her community and all around her better. She's been an example for me and for many other leaders in the community, and we're grateful to have her with us today. But before I turn the podium over to her, we have one very exciting order of business to attend to, the honorary degree that she is going to receive. This is the most significant honor this university can confer on an individual, and we're proud to bestow Georgia Tech's honorary doctorate on Carol Tomei for her partnership and service to our institute. So I'm going to read the honorary degree citation that reads, "The President and faculty of the Georgia Institute of Technology, to all whom these presents may come, greeting. Whereas Carol Tomei has made a lasting impact on industry and her community as the renowned leader of United Parcel Service, one of the world's largest companies, has exemplified a deep commitment to innovation and community engagement, has inspired aspiring entrepreneurs and business leaders, and through strategic philanthropy directed at her behest, has profoundly affected Georgia Tech. Now, therefore, we do hereby confer the degree of Honorary Doctor of Philosophy with all the rights, privileges, and honors thereunto appertaining. Carol Tomei, with this distinguished honor, we proudly recognize you on behalf of the entire Yellow Jacket community. Thank you and congratulations." Let's go have a photo.
Well, good afternoon. That was a surprise. I'm overwhelmed. Thank you so very much. I'm now a Yellow Jacket. Really and truly, I'm just so thrilled to be here. Esteemed faculty, proud families and friends, and most importantly, the 2025 graduates of the Georgia Institute of Technology. Yay! You know, when Dr. Cabrera asked me to provide today's commencement address, I was candidly a bit intimidated because I knew I would be addressing some of the smartest graduates in the entire country. And then when I found out that I was addressing the graduates from the colleges of liberal arts, design, and engineering, I was even more intimidated. You are all rock stars. You are rock stars. You know, it's so wonderful to share this special day with you, and I truly am grateful for this honorary degree. It's something I didn't expect, and something I will treasure for the rest of my life. You know, today marks the culmination of years of hard work, perseverance, and countless hours of study. You've reached this moment not just by gaining knowledge, but by challenging yourselves, expanding your minds, and growing as individuals. The journey to graduation wasn't always easy, but with every obstacle, every late night study session, you grew as individuals. And I hope that sometime today, you'll take a moment to reflect on how far you've come and how much you've accomplished. As Georgia Tech graduates, you've not only earned a degree, you've earned the honor of being part of a legacy that has shaped some of the world's most innovative minds. From engineers to entrepreneurs, designers to data scientists, Georgia Tech has equipped you with the skills to not only understand the world, but to change it. You are now part of a community that has made groundbreaking contributions in every corner of society. You know, I'm proud to say that at UPS, today we have over 230 Georgia Tech alums working for us, some of them holding very senior jobs, like Rod Atkins, a Georgia Tech Foundation trustee who's also on the UPS Board of Directors, or Joel Stenson, a Georgia Tech electrical engineer who oversees our operations technology, or Danny Provenzano, a Georgia Tech industrial engineer who oversees network engineering or planning, or Julius Hanugo, a feeder driver with 50 years of service. You know, in many ways, I think that UPS is just an extension of Georgia Tech. As you stand at this precipice, about to launch into the world, remember this: the world doesn't need more people who simply know things. It needs people who know how to live. Often when people hear the words "know how to live," they think about the lifestyles of the rich and famous. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about living a purposeful life, and its purpose that I want to talk to you about today. I joined UPS in March of 2020, just as the world was shutting down due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And while you were sheltering in place, we knew that we could not. We were essential workers. We had to keep commerce moving. We knew what we had to do, but we hadn't determined the why we had to do it. So during COVID, we spent time defining our why, or our purpose. And here it is, moving our world forward by delivering what matters. I love this because you can unpack it in so many different ways. It's not just about moving goods. It's about doing good, too. During the pandemic, we kept commerce moving, not to just move goods, but to do good. For example, while we were delivering packages to your home with our package cars, we were also delivering COVID-19 vaccines for free in Rwanda using drones. Purpose, thank you. Purpose. Purpose is the corner of our culture, and purpose is an essential element of you. So I ask you this question: what is your purpose? What is your why? Now, as you think about it, let me share with you my purpose. Here it is: lead to inspire, serve to create, give to remain. As you heard, my last job before I joined UPS was, well, retirement. In 2019, I retired from Home Depot after spending nearly 25 years with that company. In 2020, I was called to serve UPS, and I believe I was called to inspire our employees, especially at a time when the world was shutting down. I lead to inspire our people, support them, and celebrate their hard work and efforts. But my purpose is more than just inspire. It's also serve to create. I believe any good leader has a servant's heart, always putting those around them first in all that they do. For me, serving to create is about investing in people so they can reach their highest potential, whatever that is. Investing in people and watching them grow makes my heart sing. And finally, I believe my purpose is also give to remain. I'm sure you've all seen Hamilton. It's that rap-through musical written by Lin-Manuel Miranda. You know, in that musical, one of the lyrics goes like this: when you are gone, who remembers your name? Who keeps your flame? Who tells your story? I give of my time, I give of my money, I give to remain, so someone will tell my story. Who will tell your story? As you prepare to graduate from Georgia Tech, if you haven't already done so, find your purpose. Because as that Lewis Carroll paraphrase from Alice in Wonderland goes, if you don't know where you are going, any road will take you there. Find your purpose. Let it be your North Star in everything you do, and the rest will take care of itself. And one more thing about purpose. Most college graduates devote their greatest efforts to shaping their work lives. But the most important decision you will ever make is not where you work, but who you choose to partner with the rest of your life. You may make that choice now or years down the road, but a good partner magnifies the shine of life. I know this to be true. Lead to inspire, serve to create, give to remain. That's my purpose. What's yours? When you answer that question, your life will never be the same, and we will all be telling your story. And know this, living a life well lived will not always be straightforward. There will be moments of doubt, failure, and uncertainty. But that's where your training at Georgia Tech comes into play. You are now equipped with a mindset that doesn't just accept failure, it learns from it, it adapts, it innovates, and it perseveres. That's the true strength of a Georgia Tech graduate. As you move forward in your journey, never forget to look back and stay connected to the Georgia Tech community. Georgia Tech is a network of dreamers and doers, thinkers and builders. From this moment on, you will never be truly alone in your endeavors because you are part of something bigger, something with the power to change the world. To the families and loved ones gathered here today, thank you. Your unwavering support, love, and belief in these graduates have been instrumental in getting them to this point. You too deserve recognition today for all that you have given to help these students succeed. Let's give families and friends a round of applause. Graduates, as you walk across this stage, I hope you carry with you a sense of pride in all that you have accomplished and an excitement for all that is to come. You've earned your place in the world, and now it's your time to step into the future and create your own legacy, a purposeful life, a life well lived. Congratulations, Georgia Tech class of 2025. The world is waiting for you.
Thank you, Dr. Tomei. We now come to the time you've been waiting for, the conferring of your degrees. Walking through across the stage, like all of you will do, represents the culmination of a great deal of hard work. So there's only a couple of instructions, actually one, that after you walk through the stage, you go back to your seat. This is very important. Don't even think about leaving this building. Two reasons for that. One is you need to show your fellow students the same respect they have given you when you were walking through stage. Two, after the last person has walked across the stage, I will pronounce some magic words that will make your Georgia Tech degree official. If you're not in the building when I pronounce those words, I cannot guarantee what will happen to your degree. So you don't want to take that risk after all this work. Now, before we do that, before I ask you to walk through stage, we will today be presenting a posthumous degree. And we are proud to honor the life and academic achievement of Opeiluwa Badija, who is receiving a bachelor's degree in economics and international affairs. And we are thankful to members of Tommy's family and friends for being here with us today. Now I'm pleased to welcome Provost Stephen McLaughlin, who will introduce the academic deans by college, and the deans in turn will present the degree candidates. Steve.
All right, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Associate Dean Shatakshi Dongde will present the candidates for the bachelor's degrees in the Ivan Allen College of Liberal Arts.
Thank you, Steve. Candidates for Bachelor of Science degrees in the Ivan Allen College of Liberal Arts, please rise and cheer. President Cabrera, I have the honor of presenting to you those candidates for Bachelor of Science degrees who have completed the requirements for these degrees.
Shreyash K. Jha. Brandon Dean Best. Adam Chen. Cole Avery Brown. Callahan Hugo Pace. Austin Coley. Hakeem Jamal Lingo. Chandler Kai Fortune. Cameron Jeanine Bryant.
Sherry
Matthew
Wang.
McCallum.
Sherry Wang.
Matthew McCallum. Corbin Mark Bean. Arman Singh Anchala. Vinay Santosh Govindaraju. Ishani Peddy.
Michelle Lee.
Sloan Joyner Salinas. Sophia Kristen Voiles. Gabriele Brancatelli. Travian Cooley. Kovace Keon Reeves Jr. William Emmer Nichols. Paul Converse. Elisa Hay Ki-young Park. Matthew William Popkin. Matthew Robert Bartelt Jr. Williams Jonathan Bowling. Ian Jeffrey Balser. Brian David Plunkett. Kimberly Megan Velez. Lily Haotao. Morgan Ji-hoon Kang. Aiden Thomas Hammond. Grace Campbell Clark. Sarah Huen Hailu. David Alexander Lehman. Alistair Enoch. James Orlin Reinecke. Zamaria Sine Winston. Kathleen Elizabeth York. Jerome Quincy Dyson Jr. Samantha Ibarra. Reagan Elizabeth Mahoney. Manav Nilesh Patel. Owen Arkell Mason. Jenny Lee. Kamal Kurapati. John Christopher Rarer. Jeremy Robert Paredes. Annabelle Ruth Hodges. Colin Mackey Kelly, Gabriel Hill McGuire, Allison Jane Lumpkin, Aiden Uwe Zeisner, Zoe Isabella Giddens, Kanishk Bardwaj, Marie Wood, Thomas Nielsen, Carson Wayne Cole, Yuqing Fan, Kristen Hannah Sue, Zoe Wiesner, Lauren Nicole Carlin, Navya Jayachandran Pillai, Sydney Louise Wheeler, Isabella Priscilla Wade, Betsy Tuggle, Whitney Charleston, Chilin Liu, Jessica Nicole Rich, Joelle Margaret Lugozima, Le Truong, Alexander Zanar Simons, Angela Iabor, Ezra W. Midkiff, Kevin Doe, Bhairavi Chiba, Kaylin Marie Nolan, Amelia Helen Powell, Nakai Jack, Anushka Mukhopadhyay, Marta Louise Westerstall, Sydney Celine Feng, Trang Vu, Jinxia April Liu, Tesfanesh Isabel Keith, Megan Mackenzie Stark, Vanessa Ann Tran, Rachel Yuchun Wang, Emily Catlin Wynn, Jocelyn Uyen Lei, Chloe Elizabeth Satterfield, Eva Rowan Simons, Shelby Barrow, Elliot John Januzelli, Victoria Wynn, Sydney Faith Odin, Hazel Ann Pullen, Janet Arvizu Garcia, Kieran Naoto Ferguson, Henrique G.T. Berger, Aidan Lee Robertson, Maggie Grace Nolan, Catherine Ann Krisnarich, Julia Kate Haley, Sarah Jane McCoy, Gabrielle Elizabeth Meeks, Rayanne Leong, Aya Iris Kakizaki, Jason Wu, Caleb Joshua Howerton, Mark Walker Brunner, Abigail Marie Reams, Rachel Mattern Parks, Destiny Alize Arroyo, Ariana Minar Karim, William Richard Price, Carol Ann Caitlin Collins, Ashe Fatar Pekar, Caitlin Evelyn Jones, Finn Ian Taylor, Amelie Jean Wasserfer, Allison Shea Metcalf, Lindsay Claire Snyder, Andrew Nicholas Muir, William Evan Smallwood, Siddharth Kopaku, Hayden Paul Weiberg. Mariana Faith Ornelas. Sophia Younts. Eleanor Grace Johnson. Mackenzie Delaney Walls. Sally Caitlin Worley. Reese Emily Sadler. Willa Young Zheng. Rachel Ann Young. Dezaichi Guo. Tsun Chin Chong. Olivia Kieran Quern. Brooke Olivia Boucher. Emma Michelle Barber. Jessica Alexandra Furman. Sabrina Prado Jimenez. Sydney Catherine Roseman. Grace Ann Campiti. Ansley Rebecca Franks. Hemmadri Dogra. Natasha Valuri. Mihailo Serhiyovich Alexeichik. Ashley Brooke Kotzman. Juliana Donna Velage. Luke Kim Choi. Casey Young. Jason Lay. Pratik Yadav. Pranati Madala. Ananya Uday. Indrakshi Day. Anisha Dash. Kylie Faith Reynolds. Sarah Jane Richardson. Aisha Shah. Christine Webster. Daria Sara Nayebi. Natasha Marie Pietak Walsh. Danielle Kelly Nicholas. Carolyn Julia Braun. Bailey Ann Toms. Luana Luisa Moreira Emiliano. Nathan Yuan Lin. Katie Lin. Daniel Ko. Dalton Dow. Amanda Catherine Elaine Cowan. Isa Cardona. Randall Vincent Miller III. Siddhant Khanwani. Lydia Renee Ghali. Catherine Massey Hatcher. Drumi Jagruti Amit Shah. Grace Jean Coe. Jace Jove Abraham Walden. Clara Elise Romero. Caitlin Rose Ban. Jeanette Alexander Graves. Fletcher Patrick Morris. Alexandra Lee Bush. Fatima Josefina Gonzalez. Brian Quatran.
Dean Ellen Bassett will present the candidates for bachelor's degrees in the College of Design.
All right. Candidates for the Bachelor of Science degrees in the College of Design, please rise and cheer. Oh no, yay, all right, good, woo! All right. President Cabrera, I have the honor of presenting to you those candidates for Bachelor of Science degrees who have completed the requirements for these degrees.
Glenda Regina, Glenda Brian Quatran. Glenda Regina Arrington Setlock. Chelsea Yang. Jasmine Shu Su. Cynthia Lee. Sylvia Kim. Gemma C. Siegel. Danielle Logan Barnard. Aria Kerpecker. Kinsey Michael Norton. Millie Parikh. Nina Kesava. Emma Ray Menzies. Layla Ann Kazemzadeh. Rachel Lee Weitzel. Angela Wrigley. Anjani Dubkara. Christine Lee. Julian Casarella Cunningham. Jocelyn Lau. Mariana Alonso. Clarissa Young Ah Kim. Erin Elizabeth Grissom. Priscilla Rojas. Natalia Isabel Andino. Sadie Raven Martin. Mia Marie Granelle. Jayla Stephanie Bandies. Adamson Burwell Whitney. Adian James Basale. Jared Ray Teeger. Olaf Herman Kemperman. Ishio Jung. Uretomide Olayeye. Kush Hemant Vakaria. Iwen Zhao. Junjae Yan. Hudson Bowman Musnicki. Kavya Shashida Jade. Chinadu Georgia Wakama. Valeria Ortega Anglada. Analia Gonzalez Morales. Anna Demkovich. Jolina Eger. Isabella Jade Baker. Catherine Grace Wallace. Deepali Bhattacharya. Joel Elorza Jimenez. Thomas Nikolai Anderson. David Serge Romeo Junio. Annika Fisher.
Nicolina Brosh.
Anish Anand Nair. Vishal Venkatesh. Samin Priscilla. Yizhen Jin. Mackenzie Elaine York. Kufei Ho. Vilina Upade. Kelsey Peyton Payne. Miriam E. Lowry. Elise T. Gilliam. William Addison Moses. Allison Claire Eberhardt. Sophia Francesca Sanacore. Palak Sharma. Adva Oshri, Joshua Javier Rivera, Kylie Regina Hossam, Julie Chen,
Zhijing Zhou.
Crystal Tui Lee, Joseph James Rose, Emmanuel Tola Shumuye, Kaylin Anise Taylor, Lexi Mackenzie Serrard, Tiffany Andreina Fernandez Bonilla, Joshua Paul Patrick, Jinglun Wang, Tian Run Wu, Inika Shah, Jyotsna Bagaria, Ritu Maran, Sandy Huynh, Miles Travers Portman, James Daniel Harris, Carson Ring Elliott, Kotaro Ito, Kaylee Danielle William, Alyssa Yermakova, Niknaz Tivaldyeva, Blake Suter, Brian Yoon, Carlo Andres Fernandez, Cooper Russell, Ansley Jane Boutwell, Aubrey Lee Lassiter, Asia Nichelle Murray,
Associate Dean Damon Williams will present the candidates for bachelor's degrees in the College of Engineering.
If you would like a bachelor's degree today from the greatest engineering college in the world, won't you stand up and cheer? Okay, sit down now. Your parents have dinner reservations. President Cabrera, I have the honor of presenting to you those candidates for the Bachelor of Science degrees who have completed the requirements for these degrees.
Zulkarnain Fayez, Jack Dealin Herman, Bradley Smith, Jasmine Yesenia Hurtado, Neil Sardana, Yash Patia, Molly Marie Jasak, Alexander Pavel Steck, Rachel Ann Clymer, Abigail Marie Otti, Rebecca Bennett, Grace Ann May, Sachit Swaminathan, Nicholas Michael Casertano, Emily M. Cantrell, Denny Voynikovic, Malachi David West, John Ingram Murrah, John Christopher Black Jr., Ayla Natalia Tony, Amina Javed, May Rebecca Frank, Jonathan Wesley Barkston, Jock Sahan Singham, Kaushal Laba, Hector Moore Lopez, Nidhish Shanmuga Sundaram, Jaffa Jadida Heriudono, Chris Simone Asensio Parvi, Catherine Anderson, Sayo Das, Swarna Shah, Shrey Nilai Bahar, Chris J. Nayak, Eric William Adam Goki, Nathan Allen Chi Atau, Allison Crawford Lloyd, Catherine Michelle Humphrey, Anna Elizabeth Neal, Justin Daniel Jones, Jun Q An, Jacinta Mintao Tran, Luke Gao, Won Min Koo, Jasmine Marie Camacho, Zachary Brian Ratliff, Lucinda Jane Nugent, Natalie Isabella Williams, Andre Michael Chi, Ekta Deepak Mistry, Nikita Dandekar, Anithra Sivakumar, Aaron Carter Chadwick, and Colton David Falcon, Nikhil Evan Shetty, Burke Durant Thompson, Grace Gillard, David Popovici, Alina Sullivan, Rishi Raghavapudi, Harish Kanthi, Edmund Dao Lee, Joey Shi, Sartaj Singh Grewal, Alexis Day Jones, Robert Cole Ajluni, Lucas Shane Buffkin, Iona Iakia, Nathan Thomas Handley, Anthony Wang, Evan Michael Thomas, Eli Young, Anna Helene Schaefer, Joseph Lee Clary, Matthew Simeon, Cassius Tunis, Althea Margaret Noonan, Catherine Owens Kramer, Allison Francis Rooks, Addison Lynn McDaniel, Brady Evan Badger, Joanna Danielle Reese, Andrew Abate, Klein Presley, Megan Sun, Christiana Clara, Emerald G. White, Brittany Fitzgerald Brownlee, Abigail Grace Schnautz, Emily Claire Corey, Amy Soyeon Kim, Jeremy Gioji Thomas, Athena Sonia Marie Malik, Anna Sophia Harper, Anna Lee Zhao, Aman Momin, Mira Mohana Paradwaj, Christine Ling, Justin Brian Owen, Abhishek Swaminathan, Jonathan Michael Gutknecht, Randall Edson Tart Jr., Sophia Lieta Payne, Alexia Helton, Anthony Joseph Rizzo, Nikhil Lalji Kant, Brantley Thomas Deedy, Bradley Isaiah Gordon, Caroline Carpenter Pape, Sarah Camille Livingston, Grace Marie Connolly, Emma Grace Mingini, Lauren Ashley Sandon, Leah Harper, Coral Marina Jackson, Maria Carlotta Costa, Marissa Lane McMichael, Rachel Grace Gladden, Luna Musi, Mary Rose Braybrook, Rui Matsubara, Elizabeth Bennett, Riley Elijah Ameson, Clayton Joseph Schmidt, Nathan William Lawrence, Justin Gabrielle Pemberton, Daraja Nadiri Brown, Alessia Antonia Palivoda, Jack James Sirkadich, Haley Vo, Jadin Kareen Hill, Adam Kenneth Wright, Benedict Michael Purcell, Andrew Golchi, Nicholas Matthew Gaug, Sabrina Lauren Mayor, Alfonso Lagares de Toledo, Kieran Michael Choi Slattery, Drew Anthony Reich, Amoj Lokesh Totada, Nicholas D. DiCarlo, Martin Theodore Lachev, Vishruth Madhusudan, Jack Robert McGarity, Bradley Michael Frederick, Joshua Heltz Bayham, Lander Wolfgang Schillinger Arana, Olivia Kate Caper, Dunya Gerard, Terry Cow, Ethan Joel Pamphilo Ragasa, Harry Hugh, Tu Min Trong, Mickey Wynn, Grace Josephine Henderson, Matthias Anders Silva Larson, Thomas Silva Larson, Hannah Grace Gordy, Anna Elizabeth Ranieri, Sydney Ann Spessard, Dennis Antonio Velez, Michael David Krause, Blair Alana Hall, Kylie Hannah Staub, Pablo Moises Herrera Leon, Pascal Bermeo Neumann, Sandeep Das, Ryan J. Brown, Mahatru Miryala, Alex J. Norford, Andrew Stephen Marcoux, William Franklin Dykes Jr., J. Deepak Patel, Skylar Ann Ryan, Solomon Aiden Hutchins, Stephanie Panovska, Benjamin Michael Wellish, Ethan Noah Wolfson, Siddhant Gandhi, Ryan Andrew Cohen, Jacob Coleman Krause, Michael Ryan Harrington, Cheyenne Halverson, Devi Hasid Patel, Bethlehem G. Abebe, Catherine Grace Georgeberg, Isabella Rose Turner, Adya Verma, Shreya Surapaneni, Brooke Madison Chambliss, Elizabeth Dongju Lee, Sean Cho, Ethan J. Ollins, Robin Soteria Dixon, Mario Lopez, Austin Campbell Holt, Yiyang Yu, Jessica Chu, Rebecca Elise Fisher, Olivia Noel Moore, Trish Thuit Huynh, Chris Tomno Chirono, Alex Ryan Thomas, Devin Harrison Wade, Catherine Estelle Byrne, Alexandra Madison Mitchell, Isabella Maria Lopez McLean, Jivitesh Praveen, Yusuf Farouk, Shashank Pinnamneni, Leon Cheng, Divyam Kumar, Joshua Michael Megan, Rachel Katrina Jackson, Jathan Gadiparthi, Rafael Andres de Cardenas, Kai W. Adams, Timothy Dale Hurley, Andrew Joseph Poga Abrigo, Benny Jason Santiago, Fride Chabria, Elvin Joel Puchuela, David Paul Reynolds, Jayla Alexis Lett, Jalen Michael Colley, Cole Everett Dallas, Matthew Rick Hernandez, Helen Nicole Foster, Hannah Jo Leah Jenkins, Kashvi M. Mundra, Madeline Angela Makovic, Kayla Grace Fisher, Annabelle May Stoltz, Tammy Grace Pham, Alexander Henry Hom, Ryan Shunke Hay, Mohan Lee, Jazz Washington, Michelle Jameldid Morales, Michelle Jamalid Morales, Kenya Giselle Zuniga Gallegos, Sarah Josephine Larkin, Mason Vasilios Mihalis, Nathaniel Wanjun Ha, Isabel Shuan Trudell, Andrew Peterson Sherburne, Jaden Hitesh Patel, Michael Pena, Alan Nunez, Alexander Alexandrovich Vlasov, Brandon Christopher Taylor, Stephen John Mosley, Janie Danielle Harris, Megan Nicole Alexander, Clara Calvert Mastrian, Riley Alexis Merman, Anna C. Hyun Park, Ke Lee, Kyuri Kang, Kevin Zhang, Chelsea Angelica Zunun, Naveen Kumar Madhaven, Haley Ruth McLean, Lere Ripodas Lakidain, Aidan W. Piers, Emily Yee, Joseph Roland Spare, Kyle P. Balcom, Anthony Lynn Shelton II, Joseph David Banks, Emily Ann Rice, Zach John Heidenreich, Ivan Gershkovich, Paul Daniel Sperling, Saket Ram Ramoju,
Ireland Maria Meckley,
Nicholas Ryan McFadden, Ayele Reind Mivedor, Anna Burson, Emily Jai Tao, Joshua Chio, Victor Ki-Yen Lim, Andrew Marini, Sakshi Gandakota, Samantha Victoria Hobbs, Christopher June Her, Ashlyn Taylor Merce, Janie Elizabeth Rogers, Gabriel Porcillo Acal, Taylor Balger, McKenna Sierra Hall, McKenna Grace Taylor, Donna Eleanor Mbulaite, Adora Monica Azubike, Lily Yongli Huff, Quentin Armand Jenkins, Tosin Adedipe, Lawrence William Lines III, Zach Allen White, Holden Ross Walker,
Ethan Kofi Asante,
Charles Thomas Federico, Lauren Rose Mellinger, Avery Gray Hall, Xing Xuan Tan, Joseph Danielle Cornelius, Nicholas Alexander Morris, Ethan Kanoa Correa, Asante and Lela, Patrick James Shinners, Phineas Calvin Giegengak, Ellen Sophia Wang, Annika Emily Chawla, Suhana Bomzai, Timothy June Kang, Austin Nathaniel Graves, Ritvik Venkat Shriram, Yezan Rami bin Nasser, Hamza Al Salman, Ahmed bin Jahlan, Adam N. Harrison, Abhinav Nandan Vemulapalli, Drake Ryder Kelly, Ian Paul Borax, Connor Douglas White, Susanna Grace Gordon, Charles Hong, Jacob Micah Riesel, Shi Hyun Park, Jason Guo, Alexander Daniel Kuls, Pranav Peddy, Jacob Epps, Macy Lane Maynard, Rebecca Martinez, Danielle Erica Khalil, Juliet Hannah Present, Sarah Schoenbaum, Lauren Calloway, Riju Pinal Patel, Zakir Jamal Ahmedin, Nikhil Kasagata, Vishal Ganesh, Zachary Abraham Thomas, Tirth Shailesh Patel, Ishan Ganguly, Ali Raza Rizvi, Nathaniel Anthony Grayson, Megan Elise Jermak, Jackie Zong, Anai Camila Canales Dominguez, Brian Young Wu, Arya Nehal Desai, Taylor Michael Sherwood, Sarish Sigali, Alexandra Jewel Murphy, Caroline Grace Vieran, Allison Ryan Kurtz, Caitlin Jane Crotchen, Madeline Eleanor Trousset, Caitlin Hannah Aycock, Zoe Diane Gandis, Taryn Elizabeth Mitchell, Alex Diaz, Lucas Andres Garza, Michael Joseph McCabe III, Harrison Colt Harden, William Henley, William Blake Himbry, Shirley Mackenzie Sharp, Leslie Maria Gutierrez, Megan Jeanette Day Jesus, Shay Jasmine Carey, Michael David Bonaventura, Kira Cloud Ogar, Ava Mary Pikaday, Nadia Faith Fenye Post, Zachary William Dumas, Andrew Robert Flint, Chloe Helen Spicula, Jane Isabel Crowley, Owen Charles Jones, Margaret Neely Gaines, Francesca Sarah Snow Turinelli, Benjamin Adam Skoronsky, Peter Christian Quantz, Lawrence Evan Rowe, Pearl Park, Sarvani Hima Venakolo, Numaya Hassan, Byungjun Choi, Yoonho Cho, Sun Hong Min, Yoon Sang Lee, Kevin Hanjung, Jeffrey Lee, Miala Haley Clore, Elisa Marie Miller, Joseph Mushikov, Tobias James Rule, Caroline Matarasso, Hamza Alam Farouqi, Liel Mazal Liberty, Maura Elizabeth Schramm, Dinara Catherine Jones, Arena Shah, Isabel Yang, Prathika Kakumani, Grace Bailey Cho Marek, Nicole Andrea Sena, Megan Ramaswamy, Cameron Nicole Battle, Ida Fabre, Isabella Marie Magdusian, Allison Marie Butler, Allison In-young Chung, Rachel Yi, Yewon Na, Sia Patel, Sohee Bang, Macy Medlin Hall, Connor Thomas Semph, Ji Kuo Dong, Ethan Paul Doss, Ogechukwu J. Onyeachonam, Mia Grace Kreider, Ethan Christopher Radulski, Agustina Rivata, Bejana Denitra Spikes, Hugh Adrian Spence, Patrick William Young, Parker Scott Martz, Nina Catherine Castleberry, Ishani Saha, Amrita Basu, William Chastain Fink, Elijah Bailey Carlton, Justin Malik Connors, David Anthony Woodard, Jasmari Moreno Gutierrez, Cesar Augusto Morales Xochipitecal, Madeline Audrey Horton, Anisha Saha, Apurva Mahendranath, Summer L. Howe, Vidya Kasiraman, Sona Jodev Desai, Priyam Kadakia, Havisha Murukuntla, Arya Naik, Kopal Charasia, Lauren Grace Thompson, Emma Kate Lossy, Carlisle Mims Lossy, Sophia Ann Toller, Calvin Matthew Tomsick, Dimitri Banks Palmer, Connor Nguyen Erickson, Cameron Lindsay, Orel Dixon, Tatiana LaShawn Cook, Joshua Jinwoo Park, Ryan Peacock, Jonathan Wright, Xiangyu Xiao, Caitlin Ellie Bowden, Paige Elizabeth Hay Sook, Olivia May Felker, Sophia Varmesiar, Lily Weaver Adelsick, Arvind Mahadevan, Priya Sonaji, Stephen Britton, Austin Buck, Daniel Martin Weber, Emily Grace Hutt, Alana Noemi Frankel, Michael John Pavlchek Jr., Nora Phoebe O'Kelly, Abigail Elizabeth Horton, Clara Blue Templin, John Alexander Catrone, Param Pithodia, Nicholas Montero, Pratul Amineni, Dylan Drew Sutaria, Jacob Thomas Labaza, Barry Gershwin, Arnav Yagdish Hirai, Anirudh Tati Konda, Ian Jinghang Kwan, Nathan Connor Daly, Andrew Edja Arma, William Noyan Trimble,
Riley Joyce,
Banks Mansour Coggin, Frank Faison Middleton V, David Shortridge McClintock, Reed Bradley Doring, Tyler Roy Hankin, Jessica Blake West, Katie Paterka, Arden Tracy Scortis, Samuel Aaron Wyatt, Gary Thomas Arnson, Jacob Christian Himbre, Gabriella Nicole Lewinsky, Sana Churi, Catherine J. Fong, Shalini Shailesh, Adi Aurora, Evan Matthew Quarles, Kaylee Georgia Griswell, Benjamin Kumar Seletsky, Zachary Wyatt Goff, Mitchell Jaden Rice, Gabriel Thomas Rogers, Connor Pitts, Joseph Fung On Henderson, Sonal Bugra, Danielle Ho, Priyali Bandla, Stephanie Ray Harder, George Suwang Lee, Dia Jane, Chadni M. Patel, Catherine Fung Quinn Tan, Ethan Daniel Ray, Alexandra Grace Taylor, Cole Parker Sanford, Amelia Brooke Kopp, Ansley Nicole Mathis, Mason Nicholas Avedano, Dhruv Vedanth Mohan, Dimitri Castiblanco, Lena Konzelman, Nizet Pena, Kriti Kumar, Christopher Tyler Ryan, Brennan Green, Prashant Panta, Dustin Bong, Jordan Brookhart, Wilgan Anderson Perez, Raj Ganorkar, Theodora Timilolua Alese, Henry H. Nguyen, Noah Nagy Woodyard, Trent Andrew Wright, Adyasha Samal, Nikaya Rain Little,
Davis Alexander Cox,
Jack Emmanuel Fowler, Jackson Rupert, Adil Monish Desai, Rohan Aluri, Joseph Walker Brown, Brooks Dupree Barrow, Harrison Pierce Barrow, Jack Christopher Stewart, Caleb Bain Key, Dhruva Kosari, Ryan Philip Hochstein, Alexander Hayden Whitesides, Colin Eric Wegner, Ian Allen Ereg, Brian Gelinas, Elizabeth and Lawrence, Gianna Fiducia, Audrey Catherine Atinsky,
Parker Davis Halleck,
Janelle D. McGriff, Risha Goel, Giovanna Monique Patterson, Nikita Gulati, Mustafa Khaled El Matrawi, Yumi Elizabeth Shinagawa, Aisha Nicole Crockham, Shaquille Ankrum, Madeline Barnes, Connolly Benjamin Burgess, Theodore Andrew Mall, Reese Wilt Goodside, Matthew Ethan Mano, Christian Seaborn Crosby, Jose Antonio Newport Diaz, Yanni Anastasios Kostaridis, Aiden Spalding Martin, Teddy Smith, Alfredo Berlanga Arnall, Mitchell Kurt Messer, Ryan Height Martin, Avani Nagareddy, Juliette Vasquez, Blair Doss, Nivetha Balamurali, Neha Sivakumar, Jason Anthony Argata, Noah McGalliard, Michael Caleb Benton, Drew Mulcahy, Emily Mae Stone, Lindsay Chu, Manali Desai, Patrick Michael O'Malley, Karthik Shaji, Abhinash Satapathy, Ethan Charles Taylor, Tushar Bansal, Elliot Alexandra Boselli, Bennett Joshua Steedley, Peter Donald Chapman, Hannah Elizabeth Moore, Ansley Caroline Hightower, Christopher Angelo Kelly, Austin Young Wong, Jamie Ryan Terry, Daniel Sebastian Castillo Idrobo, Brian Lugo Capula, Louis Lanier Scruggs 4, John Coleman Hansen, Atharva Gudrathi, Patrick Thomas Berry, Samir Sheth, Rushil Haitan Nagandi, Saihari Kota, John Samuel Dillard, Micah Stephen Turner, Holden J. Mays, Andre Izadi, Mateo Mendoza, Kunj Manoj Kumar Patel, Prachi Panda, William Wright, Jamshed Daniel Kaikobad, Benjamin Joseph Stevens, Matthew James Shaheen, Siddhartha Dev Bakshi, Matthew Jacob Byrne, Josh Scarf, Evan Jacob Kane, Michael James Uvegas, Charles Rabun Taylor, Isabella Stoichev, Kristen Elise Gregory, Oliver Wilson Long, Connor Michael Siselski, Emmanuel Juan Luis Arroyo, Will Harrison Whitehead, Joseph Pitar Eric Gabel, Yunsa Kim, Lucas Alexander Clark, Olivia Renee Loris, Jennifer Rose Gerber, Elizabeth Constance Leticia, Paige Victoria Franz, Reagan Mackenzie Wakefield, Aiden Bruton, Liam Francis Bruton, Hiroki Mi, Eris Marcellus Williams, Soham Gangopadhyay, Diego Alejandro Mora, Alexei Denisovich Kotimsky, Jason Daniel Schwartz, Matthew Charles Blowett Jr., Brianna Nicole Kaplan, Anna Rose Taylor, Jenna Noel Corbin, Lauren Michelle Harris, Phoebe Amelia Schott, Catherine Sarek,
Hayden Christopher Bird,
Emma Madeline Swark, Lucy Claire Markovitz, Paulette Camille Revere Michaud, Michael Ross Dubose Jr., Jason Joseph Jagiello, Hayden William Schultz, Elijah Jackson Campbell, William Taylor Poindexter, Derek Lamar Gray Jr., Ishani Maria Spanier, Hannah Suyan Kaur,
Robin Celeste Guerra,
Cassidy Denai Knowles, Sydney Nicole Tang, Caitlin Elizabeth Manley, Sandhya Natarajan, Sneha Varghese, Ayush Jayant Umrani, Alice Lynn, Hannah Grace McCoy, Emma Gray Alexander, Nicole Nunez, David Richard Guzman, Sahil J. Mithani, Johan Sherwin Tixay Lopez, Sofian Salim Monga, Alexandra Sally Rubin, Meredith Breenan, Akarsh Deepak Naik, Jackson Scott Marshall, Jihyun Jung, Andrew Robert Gay III, Simon Murai Kwan, Timothy Allen McLeod Jr., Jack Foster Godfrey III, Douglas Christopher Johnson, Truman Wyatt Yardley, Matthew Ryan Walter, Charles Seitz McNabb, Aidan Keishan Raghuwansi, Bailey Isaac Goldstein, Jacob Patrick Jones, Sean Douglas James, Tanner Ford Chun, Georgia Marie Hyman, Lee Randall Martin, Justin Barker, Vincentius Justin Kosasi, Dylan Kalpesh Nanji, Caitlin Elizabeth Thompson, Yeji Han, Suvrat Jain, Egamen Balban, Aishe Sus Killing, Myra Elizabeth Carolyn Snyder, David Arthur Knox, Liam Michael Garcia, Darshini Sivakumar, Emir Haktan Mumjo Lere, Tianchi Sun, Lee Tao, Anika Koshik, Cristino Don Panetta, Archita Jayaram, Darian Rodriguez, William Evan Schaffer, Jacqueline Leona Noel Smers, Jordan Michael Elliott, Giovanna Milka Taku Bella, Eliana Akim Bonfo, Brian William Goldblatt, Kendrick Tram Swan, Ryan Rodriguez, Skylar Ann Moe, Zachary Max White, Megan James Bezaitis, Kruin Uchig, Andrew Joseph Churchill, Jude Thomas, Angad Raj Singh, Rohit Reddy Pasula, Holden Nope, Waichung Elijah Chan, Neil Reddy, Joshua Alexander Sills, Benjamin William Morrow, Dev Gaurav Patel, Krish Nehal Patel, Sai Sachin Kulkarni, Malina Shivani Shah, Madeline Suhu Lofel, Marion Davis Flint, Navinka Thisaji Wikramanayaka, Malia Joy Trask, Tilata Abdul Aziz Agbe, Philip Alexander Clendenin, Michael Francis Coney, Daniel Tukolsky, Sandra Virginia Garneau, Derek M. Price II, Domenica Marino, Shanmathi Selva Murugan, Shira Larea Lagarde, Yabao Tran, Tejan Shrikantaya Pogue, William Powell Fort, William James Bunker, Nora Butler, Oluwadarasimi Anna Jakonde, Waynel Orlia Fankem Simbafo, Shivani Sunil Potdar, Cecilia Kota Reed, Lilia Kathleen Barber, Kaylee Ann Lukasik, Malish Maharana, Adwik Rahematpura, Shalva Begiashvili, David Oswald Bennett, Luis Iram Cuevas Olivas, Tristan Dylan Russell, Jimmy Chang, Jack James McQuillan, Joseph Andrew Elbon, Alyssa Christine Zanstra, Jade Alyssa Lecker, Grace Kathleen Sinclair, Gavin Michael Baker, Carolyn Margaret Clifton, Evan Andrew Deeney, Cooper Hamilton Allen, Christoph Samuel Gibbs, Maya Kenyatta Tyson, Angel J. Mercado, Daniel Hattem Elsaya, Aaron Robert Feilong, Brian Lewis Clement, Sabrina Tatiana Berman, Stephen James Hassanzal, David He Wang Mister, Max Joseph Friedland, Katerina Efthimiou, Leila Ulku, Srinivas Yalai, Nicholas Schaefer, Tushar Sharma, Ravij Lade, Anna Leah Christopher, Sadat Udin, Rahil Hardik Vasa, Amai Puntambekar, Kevin Karaj, Mirna Jabir, Elizabeth Wood, Anuradha Lal, Garrett Wade Youngblood, Marissa Haley Pereira, Adela Ife Shung, Isabel Emma Dad, Kite Harmony Harvey, Robin Nicole Meeks, Edwin Acosta Naharo, Alexander Ray Miramontes, Michael Bobby, Elena Rose Render, Nicole Lois Allen, Caden Nicole Schuster, Noah Minsup Kim, Marcos Atikem, Benjamin Joseph Foy, Christopher Wen Wu, Frederick Alexis von Klitzing, Mayan Williams, Abhinav Paradwaj, Hudson McGahee, Jessica Corinne Keith, Nilesh Shrija William Francis Nilesh Shrija Chakraborty, William Francis Burns, Kaylee Grace Roberts Finlayson, Jose Samuel Wayne Levy, Prat Verma, Ariana Janelle Lee Seaman, Declan C. Campbell, Josiah Wood Dahlstrom, Madison Julianne Floyd, Litzy Joan Lopez Rivera, Aiden Susan Cobb, Emma Blażewski, Courtney Sue Maley, Ira Tripathi, Snehal Oberoi, Noreen Ali,
Isabella Herrera Nunez,
Lian Zaid Ayesh, Raphael Samir Gidey, Ryan Walker Washington, Deshaun Johnson, Jaquez Johnson, Jared George Alexandrian, Ritvik Verma, Jameen Kim Mister, Thomas Jonathan Griner, Evan Chan, Mahitha Pothuri, Raymond Frank Shen, Will Tracy Vella, Madison Junhee Park, Grace Harrigan, Amre Guller, Cheyenne Noorani, Akshat Jain, Jacob Garin Dane, Brandon Tyler Kluge, Harry John Crocker, Pranav J. Nathan, Jonathan Stewart, Chen Yu Lee, Thai Xiang, Yang Yang, Shifei Liu, Huansang Yang, Jean-Pierre Elzogby, Mark Camille, Alex Abchi, Farhat Eli Abu Jaoude, Brett Jacob Wolos, Parth Prashant Garud, Mansi Rathor, Riva Sahu, Vansh Raj Sharma, Savan Shah, Daniel Collier Houston Forer, Rishi Bipin Patel, Ryan Christopher Tilson, Nicholas Alexander Oliver, Lucas Timothy McCarty, Daniel Emerson Vale, Alexander Joseph Deal, Evan Michael Strakes, Tony Fang, Rohan Bhagat, Daniel Lin, Nicholas James Kloski, Sarah Victoria McKenzie, Noah Elon Brenner, Ethan Max Traub, Simon Kinderman, Edward Sun, Anmol Prakash, William Walker Golder IV, Kai Andrew Komatsu, Wilson Frederick Fisher, Emma Catherine Berry, Sofia Lorena Alvarez Del Pino, Julie Yan, Nana Ofe Morgan Asiadu, Joseph Mobolaji Olaogun, Emmanuel Etukudo, Zane Matthew Stokesbury, Braden Houston Daniels, Laurette Leone, Gabrielle Ryan Abigail Pratt, Larissa Nana Ekoya Ajay, Dylan Lloyd Prysock, Caleb Shepard Crenshaw, Aze Ngufor Difor, Eric Joel Herrera, Huyi Huang, Jordan Peter Glass, Destin Frederick McCabe Smith, Sham Chandra, Arnav Gonella, Ojas Sharma, Sriram Subramanian Satish, Pranava Ilangavan, Pranothi Ambala, Dia Mohan, Orlando Karam, Natalie Stevens, Mark Peter Stevens, Jack Richard Hanling, Matthew Krivenia, Sasha Sophie Bronovitsky, Samuel Joseph Alborn, William Miller Daly, Neil Milan Damani, Joshua Michael Oliver, Hagen James Shuck, Connor Thomas Priest, Derek Harrison Kofsky, Owen Howard Pittman, Benjamin David Panuski, Alexander Michael Aldermain, John Patrick Andrade, Isaiah S. Thompson, Shlok Vipul Dolakia, Andrew Liu, Lucia Maria Tuma, Maya Sultan, Audrey Marie Fertig, Anna Nicole Denisuk, Faith Zhe Shu, Ji-Yun Wan, Ashritha Devi Yalanki, Zachary Eric Nickerson, Jackson Bruce Rude, Carter Kendrick Garan, Juan Antonio Valdez, Juliette Lynn Murphy, Katrina Elise Potak, Dave Keegan Menezes, Kermit Umberto Milo Avera, Gabriel Suarez, Arnold Lee Chen, Georgia Rose Whitmer, Savannah Kimberly Whitmer, Anthony Cochran, Brianna Perez Chavez,
Taylor Quinn,
Will Allen Miller, Hyun Woo Chang, Angel Guerrero, Usman Asif, Krish Modi, Heep An Bui, Pratyush Patnaik, Ryan Wyron O'Young, Henry Murphy Skinner, Sami Joseph Huck, Hayes Christian Gill, Graham Tokars, Adarsh Kungani, Nathan Kleinschmidt, Antonio Maria Fernandez Ferreira, Zachary Monroe Hadia, Jacob Rayville, Bryn Kellen Shannon, Randall Corinne Sullivan, Abhimanyu Vikas Agarwal, Estatira Elizabeth Kavazadeh, Alexander Nathan, Michelle Elizabeth Feng, Sydney Abigail Bice, Rabia Shahid, Maham Zara Mahmood, Aisha Yetunde Adeboye, Nitya Rajiv Haswani, Isabella Alexandra Herrera Nunes, Aiden Terrence Sawyer, Samir Panghal, Risako Nonaka, Joshua Michael Kirschenbaum, Taha Haveliwala, Rohan Shridev Makim, Shaunak Singh Nog, Varun Patil, Devin Sarin Shah, Jacob Grigory Bovatsek, Dhruv Patel, Dan That Tone, Pape Diop, Cohen Sue, Jonathan Apia Asenful, Samuel Oghenevirhorho Esohode, Mark Patrick Fiever,
Abhinav Iyer,
Emily Nicole Winters, James Hyung Suk Shin, Alay El Olemi, Kanav Cha, Benjamin Wesley Prince, Shihab Moinadeen, Nibi Yalil Asfau Kiros, Kyle A. Kamani, Mihir Alexander Misra, Yebenek Yoel Mekebo, Jonas Halamikael, Zachary Jordan Booker, Abel Kinde Tilahun, Aliyu Sahor, Ro Chung Wang, Blake Dante Crump, Ngyok Le Min Tran, Ashton Celeste Kaufman, Levi Matthew Goldblum Block, Margaret Ann Coleman, Jacqueline Hart Broderick, Eleanor Catherine Shores, Melina Sharp, Juan Pablo Gomez, So Pie Son, Matthew Pungle Conjista, Vincent Michael Grosso, Alejandro Avila, Julian Anthony Zapula, Margarita Caulfield, Karem Edis, Akash Umashankar, Benjamin Barrett Barbary, Matthew Taboda, Raja Chandra Veeramachaneni, Miral Magdi Alabadi, Mackenzie Brooke Newman, Gabriel Saul Reyes Garcia, Sydney Jolie Demings, Ethan Sean Asbell, Haley Topner, Oliver Milo Davidson, Fidan Savalan, Daniel Edmund Ing, Nathan Winslow White, Jackson William McGill, Emma Louise Mobley, Catherine Elizabeth Shanks, Nicholas Komianos, Pranadarth Prakash, John Osgell, Omar El Barbir, Panayotis Kakoulidis, Nathan Adair, Riley Daniel Green, Sohail Tariq, Kareen Young, Pantach Anantapong, Sihan Wang, Jefei Xiao, Derek Huang, Kirtik Bacon, Matthew Joseph Kuchaida, Brett August Menard, Patrick Anthony Holstein, Matthew Kerner, Brian Nicholas Gonzalez, Benjamin Carl Sobolov, Rowan Durgan, Divya Iyer, Aryan Patel, Sierra Sky Yim, Parth Shah, Brendan Michael Sullivan, Aidan Lee Jensen, Earl Jonathan Harris, Matthew Garrison Perry, Vipisha Pazanivel, Sharon Reina Samuel, Aditi Rao, Ava Bird, Malena Grisel Salerno, Gavin Matthew Hearn, Joshua David Guthrie, Kyle Lloyd Rollier, Brody Oliver, Benjamin S. Starkey, Viraj Pawa, Ryan Heggie, Liam Nicholas Bork, Daniel Cox, Kenneth Earl Thompson III, Matthew Edward Lewis, Owen Martin Kaplan, Pablo Alberto Padilla, Devin Baker, Jung Hoon Lee, Adam Wagner, Mark Joseph Oliaro, Kevin Neil Maranto, Dawei Liu, Soraya Anisha John, Wan Chung Chang, Harrison McNeil, Kobe Trevor Dunn, Sujay Hola Rao, Rohan Veer Ravikanti, Aaron Xiang Trin, Sisu Heki Lansirine, Cole William Malenich, David Piraban, Nithil Nagapan, Aliasgar Mohammed Momin, Jonathan Truitt Keener, Marco Andres Ramirez Martin, Julia Malvar Gonzalez, Augusto Chang Bustios, Alonso Bustindui Gonzalez, Rodrigo Suarez Camacho, Ernesto Gabriel Meala, Alfredo Enrique Celedón Fuentes, Andrés Vélez, Lana Eunice, Chloe Rosindo Sandoli, Alexandra Guachnich Araujo, Raquel Ovadia Buhin, Paulina Morales, Sofia Freija Vaca, Carlos Javier Cani Cuervo, Philip Enriquez Orozco, Juan Martin Morales Condit, Viviana Abadia Delgado, Laura Castano Alarcon, Alexia Goodall Mata, Aida Isabel Lopez, Sara Huaja, Sofia Garcia Dougherty, Emma Kisling Prada, Deborah Cohen Atias, Natalia Weber Arroyo, Mariam Haddad Sayeg, Isabella Montfort Añez, Ana Cecilia Valdez Castro, Evan Isaac Rogers, John Lawrence Heyerdahl, Trevor Randall Arndt, Ethan David Cantrell, Stuart Frederick Kernohan, Creighton Peter Lyle Gerner, Brennan Matthew Pritchard, Charles Matthew Callahan, Mani Suresh, Samuel Michael Harrison Urban, John Henry Ton Adams, Joseph Mark Spencer, Aditya Garg, Keshav Rajesh Pransuka, Caitlin Diane Hackett, Margaret Locke Meller, Ethan Houston, Ezra Kleineck, Alicia Cyan Borrell, Catherine Mie Ojiri, Varen Sharma, Alfonso Enrique Bravo, Rohan Parnerkar, Rebecca Elizabeth McDowell Zach, Victor Dragomirov Raiko, Joshua Mao, Sean Kenneth Yin, Aniket S. Dandu, Yuvraj Upadhyay, Kushagra Gupta, Suchir Sur, George Spiros Burgikos, Joshua Christian Frost, Jishnav Kohli, Jenna Iman Walcott, Mia Pamelia, Abraz Hawk, Keo Ward, Caleb Scott Rice, Ethan Merrill Reed, Nathan Drew Dickey, Tate Alexander Thomas, Chung Jun Lu, Jaden Miller, Robert Holland Bayer, T. Huang Dao, Lucian Guanghoon Park, Kwa Non Mei, Matthew Chung, Thaddeus Joseph Mahfouz, Noor Badros, Nathan Bell, Chang Ye Huang, Benjamin Skopiak, Brady Curtis Casaboom, Justin Wu, Bojo Liu, Matthew Fiocola, Taylor Price Frankham, Chandler Joseph Dietrich, Joseph C. Deloach, Brady T. Coogan, Bailey Dalton Ginsberg, Stephen Yelpo, Nicholas Giovanni Stockton, Ali Chameleon, Mohan Mihir Ravula, Nihit Agarwal, Jacob Ryan Dudick, Samuel P. Kirchner, Nicholas Graham, Michael Evan Pitts, Benjamin Joseph Gourneau, Isha Sultan, Sanjana Sharma, Blake Lee Cragen, Kyle Wynn, Tamara Bowman, Jana May Antonia Stewartson, Jada Chanel Crockett, Alyssa Michelle Wright, Alyssa Michelle Wright, Araya Najila Jeffers, Zachariah Yemaine Clark, Christian Emmanuel Clowers, Roy Chukwujindu Nwogor, Dimitri Finch, Ivan Nicholas Mix, Christian Cardona, Maitri Murlikanan, Sylvie Jean Blanton, Erica Garez, Jackson Christopher Brantley, Lisa Tripathy, Iris Sierra Golden, Rebecca Lawson Chapman, Shlok Rajia Guru, Hallelujah Belanta Balko, Raisa Claire Ngeniform Agomo,
Kaylin Cross,
Aliel Peue White, Papa Abo Aqua Quenu, Farzan Siddiqui, Amir Naim, Tawheed Ahmad, Tahir Saeed, Renee Al-Nubani, Connor Thomas Brown, Mason Frederick Lewis, Eric Joseph Magu Kahinga, Ojas Maidiratai, Aaron Ann Floresca, Riddhi Bhattacharya, Abhigyan Lahiri, Jatin Yashroy, Krishna Rajnesh Bajaj, Chirag Rati, Siddharth Singh, Ruhani Prasad. Susmit Sunil Chaudhary. Shashank Singh Kumar. Rachel Jiyun Ha. Carrie Ichel Baza Maya. Gerardo Para. Pierre O'Driscoll. Aaron Blake Bauer. Advaith Iyer. Tatsio Kuka dos Santos. Kaleshver Sangar. Jong Hoon Park. Sarah Paloma Fortuno. Pranjal Gehelot. Marilyn Innocent Ike. Stefano Louis Poma. Hunter Thomas Holden. Timothy Joel Tuninga. Lucas Ricks. Cale Ian Kaiser. Calvin Paul Juguna. Asil Poiras Yongaji. Caitlin Bagnani. Sofia Alejandra Moreno Briseño. Galen Emrys McLean Tunnicliffe. Donovan David Dortalus. Sofia Ramirez Artuz. Gabriel Gutierrez Ruiz. J. Duck Kim. Noyet Din. Tian Hao Yang. Aaron Howard Pinder. Tony Chenku. Jeffrey Rail. Michael Robertson. Regina Munoz. Ana Isabel Vasquez Badillo. Shazia Asra Alam. Melanie Isabella Reveron. Tejas Manish Kakade. Charles D'Souza. Anthony Newber. Jeffrey Zhao. Raka Chakraborty. Manon Goal. Heather Pierce. Yiwen Liu. Ling Zhe Tang. Kevin Wu. Sunny Suhas Pamidig Hantam. Marina Godinez. Andre Jerome Brown. Ijan Doma. Jimmy Rivas Granados. Michael Shu. Sylvia Isabel Paul Roux. Adia Potdar. Snehil Mather. Prats Mundra. Fahad Jamal Ali. Mit Rajesh Patel. Sanjeev Juram. Sungwon Jong. Alec Zhou.
Sebastian Negron Calaza.
Karol Jan Turbiar. Evan Kovan Bowen. Sung Jae Kim. Jasmine Jenru Lee. Asia Victoria Love. Bethany Rayanne Maddox. Sajid Jawad Hushna. Fardosa Farah Hassan. Yash Tahiliani. Saketh Reddy Chinta Reddy Reddy. Matthew Shakula.
All right, all right. All right, you guys did your part. Now, as promised, most important words. Will all graduates please rise? So now, it's not official yet. I still have to pronounce the words. Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Georgia Institute of Technology, by authority of the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia, I now confer upon each of you a degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto pertaining. Graduates, to symbolize your achievement, you may now move your tassel from the right to the left. I know you can do that. Yes? Congratulations! Congratulations. Now, one last request. I ask all the graduates please remain standing while the platform party recesses, and then I invite all of you to join in the singing of the very best fight song in the universe, the Ramblin' Wreck. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Congratulations.
I'm a rambling wreck from Georgia Tech and a hell of an engineer. A hell of an engineer. Like all the jolly good fellows, I drink my whiskey clear. I'm a rambling wreck from Georgia Tech and a hell of an engineer. Well, if I had a daughter, sir, I'd dress her in white and gold and put her on the canvas to cheer the brave and bold. Well, if I had a son, sir, I'd tell you what he'd do. He would yell to hell with Georgia like his daddy used to do. I wish I had a barrel of rum and sugar 3,000 pounds, a collar's bell to put it in, and clapper to stir it round. I drink to all good fellows who come from far and near. I'm a rambling, gambling, hell of an engineer. Hey!